double check. Oh, neckbeard, the N-word. It's cool. I don't think our friends mind that one.
All right, so let's run through.
I don't see a live video. Where the fuck?
We'll give it a second.
That was my problem last week. I could not find the video to save my life.
Why am I hearing organ music? Oh, Eugene. Since I'm doing Nintendo tunes and we start in 10 minutes, you should probably make sure that...
Who the fuck is playing what in the butt? Justin, goddammit.
Oh, sorry. Lucas must be calling me. That's his ringtone.
Oh, God.
I'm not calling you.
Should we all be concerned with the fact that Mike knew that before the song even started?
Eugene.
Yes.
Like, seriously, though, we should
Justin,
make sure that that's working,
Justin, will
right?
you turn that music file off so then we can test Lucas's sound here real quick?
Go for it.
What is the program called?
Voice meter.
Yeah.
Voice meter.
MEET.
Is that payback?
MVAT.
Yeah, I know. Is that payback, Justin, for me mentioning that you should put a sandwich everywhere?
Yes, that is payback.
Would it be something else, voice meter? Like, would it start with something? I'm not finding it in my files anymore.
No, it's like if you hit the start button and just type in VOIC, it should pop up.
Let's see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't find it, but oh well.
Why is that so funny?
Okay.
I don't know. I was about to ask you the same question.
Let me see if I can remember how to do
You did see what Mike shared in the group chat, right?
Yes.
Microphone. No.
Eugene, I imagine this is what you look like without the afro.
It's pretty
His
close.
teeth are not that white.
No, that's bullshit. I have a Sonic toothbrush that I use twice a day.
Cable output.
Yeah, but Sonic sucks.
Nice.
I like it better than my Oral-B, anyways.
They're joking over your head, just like Sonic.
Yeah,
actually.
that's sad.
Yeah,
I was
got
hoping.
you. Yeah. I got there. It took me a little bit, but I got there. Lucas, do you need me to run you through the settings for it? Oh, yep. Sure enough. Yo.
Hey, sorry I have to do this with you like every week. Host Nintendo tunes.
Me
Okay,
too.
so I have
You're
no
not.
idea what I need to set to what because I have the memory of a goldfish. And
What?
That's cool. I am.
Fun fact: goldfish have great
here
memories
for
and they
you.
can live up to 50
So,
years
you
in
have
Okay.
Do
normal.
you have the voice meter,
environment.
like the app open? Can you see the four?
Yeah,
Thank you, Dr.
Yeah,
McSurdy.
yeah, I've got it open. I just need to remember what's set to what.
Everybody recording except
I'm
Lucas,
just
by
gonna
the
run
way.
you through all the settings.
I am
because I'm
not
sure
recording.
Which one is messed up? You know what I mean?
I'm not recording.
So on the
I
first
started just for
column,
shits and giggles.
make sure that the
I am
B
recording.
is the one that is white or,
Recording.
B or green or whatever color that is. That
Yeah,
should be highlighted.
it is. Yeah.
On the next column, the A should be highlighted.
A.
And then
Yep.
the following
I
column,
love hearing
A
a one-sided
and B
conversation.
should be highlighted.
Yep.
Okay, on
I
the
can
very
hear
top
Eugene
on column
through
1,
Lucas'
the
phone. I
hardware
can kind of
input
make out
should
what
be
he's
your
saying.
blue snowball.
Oh, Rose of Death is not
Okay,
recording.
Just set that.
Hardware input 2 should
Good
be
to know.
cable output.
What are we
Okay,
recoding?
Just set that.
Recode.
Also over in the last column, your A1.
Oh God, I
should
didn't even
be
read that right.
Whatever headset you're using, whatever speakers you're using.
It's gonna be a long.
it is.
Good night.
Now right click on your taskbar on the bottom on the
I'm sleeping.
speakers.
Right, because they
Speakers.
told me to go to
Yeah.
sleep
Go to
and I wouldn't.
playback.
And go to playback devices.
I am
Uh-huh,
sleep
and
deprived
watch
meters
because
default.
my girlfriend
Over
was
there.
stranded at a gas station.
It is not.
What'd you say, Justin?
Okay.
I said I'm sleep
All right,
deprived because
go
my
click
girlfriend
on
was
the
stranded at a
recordings
gas
tab
station
and make
for
sure
2
that
hours.
The blue snowball is
And then what did you say,
default.
Mike?
It is.
Okay,
Don't
you should be able
sit
to just
there.
hit OK
It's
out of
just
that.
not fair.
And the last thing you should
Okay.
have to fix is your
If you
your
dare.
Hangouts.
Oh, Mike.
So-
Yeah,
Yep.
so go into settings. Okay, I've got microphone
what?
as blue snowball, and
No,
I've got
so-
speakers
The
as
Power Ranger
default.
skins for Minecraft
so
that
you
came to
want
Minecraft Switch
microphone-
today. I'm so
Ooh,
excited.
Hold on.
I can
Oh,
buy it.
right.
Wait, what?
I'm pretty. Yeah, microphone. You want voice
And I need my
meters,
wallet.
Speakers. You want cable.
I need to
Okay,
check this
so
out.
microphone, I want voice meter output. Is that what I want? Okay, it just auto defaulted back to blue snowball. It keeps defaulting back to blue snowball.
On the microphone.
Yeah.
Okay, do speakers...
Is
Don't
it
get too excited.
cable?
It's not a full world. It's character. So like it.
Okay, I can hear the group chat again, but can you guys hear me?
Yes, we've been hearing you. I was just about to say you could probably mute that.
We can hear each other, so I think we're good, Eugene. I'm going to test a song, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Okie dokie.
I'm going to hang up our phone call, Lucas.
I already
you already did. You don't
Okay, yeah, so I've got microphone set to Blue Snowball, but let's see if this will work anyway. God, I have, like, no music.
Better go pee.
Can you hear that?
No.
I hear nothing.
Okay.
Lucas, what you're probably going to have to do is actually exit out of the Hangouts call and then it'll pick up the voice meter.
There we go.
There it goes.
I just had to set the cable input first.
I can hear it. It's awful.
All I hear is a shitty game. It's a terrible game.
This isn't Sonic, so I don't know what you're talking about.
They become a fucking ass free. It's a terrible game.
All right, Lucas. Last setting. Make sure that you're and turn it down a little bit on your voice meter on the third.
Yeah, it's at like 8.2.
That's third what it's at right now.
Is that better?
A little lower.
It hasn't changed at all.
Not really, but yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's better.
Maybe
it was in like the red for
maybe even a notch higher, but not too much.
No, make it a bit lower. A little bit lower.
Okay, well, one of you was saying higher and one of you was saying lower. I'm just going to leave it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, last thing, guys.
So we need you to keep going up and down.
Hold on, last thing, guys. So, Lucas, especially, make sure that when you're recording in Audacity, that those settings are also the same.
Picking up the... Okay, so let me go into that now. I might as well start my Audacity.
Yeah, let's all sync up, guys, on Audacity. So let's start our recordings.
You can't see me, but I'm dancing.
Hang on, before we do that, let me make sure I'm recording with the correct mic setup.
Hey, has anybody gotten on the chat yet? Because if anybody's on there, I don't know.
All right, I'm good.
I'm about to be, but I just need to find the live stream.
Thank you, Steve and Mike, because I am not even anywhere near the chat right now.
Okay, so you
we're in the chat.
Microphone. Do I want voice meter output or Blue Snowball?
Oh geez.
It should be the same settings that you did just for Google Hangouts. So if you're
so microphone is voice meter.
Yeah.
And audio was that cable input? I forget. I think it was cable. Okay, let's test it. Let's see if it's recording. Looks like it's picking up the music, and it looks like it's picking up my voice.
Okay. I'm gonna do one final test, and I'm gonna jump into the chat or to the live thing and make sure that I can hear your music, Lucas. So keep the music rolling.
Okay, just a sec.
But I think the chat said that they could hear it, but I just want to make sure.
Okay, Mike, start talking. Okay, no, I'm just picking up my voice and the music, so we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry that has to be a daily thing with you guys. It's just I'm really bad at remembering.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens. All right, you're good. You're good. Oh, it's working.
Oh, I hear an echo.
Cool.
What?
I think we got everything rocking and rolling, guys. So, real quick before we go completely live, even though we're live, hello chat. I'm gonna just run through the news real quick. Not much on there. Actually, I mean there kind of is, but
wait, we have show notes this week?
Yeah, I put show notes every week, dog. Just
we're organized.
It's just that nobody checks it
anymore.
I haven't been on in like a month. Leave me alone.
I've kind of stopped checking the show notes.
Send them to us.
Well, I kind of stopped checking the show notes since we started doing the live show, which I know is terrible, but like it's kind of how it's gone for me.
Justin, if you'd like me to send it to you, I definitely can. But I just throw it in the drive like I thought we had discussed, and it's just there from the day after the show goes live. You know what I mean? I put a new document on Thursday, so it's there.
Okay. Well,
Good. You know what? I'm glad you do that because I think that is what we talked about. And yeah, okay, what the fuck?
Now, I thought that I thought that we weren't really talking about news this week, though. I thought we were just going like straight from Zelda to Nintendo's and everything.
So we are gonna.
And then we're doing news.
Yeah, we're gonna do Zelda, Nintendo's, and if we aren't 3 hours by that point, then we'll hit the news because there is a few notable things. I would at least like to talk about the Nintendo Apple thing. That's kind of interesting, and and
the Smash rumor.
Well, that's already been debunked, so I didn't even put it on here.
Has it though? Has it? I didn't see it being debunked.
It has. The person who posted the thing came out and said that he was the one that photoshopped it. I can't remember the article. I can link it here in a little bit, but it has been debunked.
Cool.
So yeah, that's really it. We have a Pokeland iOS game that just launched yesterday or this morning, depending on your time zone. The Nintendo Apple Battle for Parts. We have the Test Punch stats, which would give us a chance to talk about ARMS a little bit. We have the Rabbids and Mario thing happening. That was like from 2 weeks ago, but we haven't had a chance to talk about it, so we can talk about that if we decide to.
Well, I was going to say maybe a week where we don't, just because I feel like we've been talking about it for like the last 2 or 3 shows. But
okay, then I'm totally going to delete it then, because I don't even want to really talk about it anyhow. So
right.
Wait, deleting about...
Wait, what don't we want to talk about?
Rabbids.
The Rabbids thingy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then
cool, yeah, let's not talk about that.
The last thing I have on there is... It's actually 2 Monster Hunter stories, but they kind of coincide. It's the It's the Monster Hunter Double Cross thing, of course, and then the Monster Hunter Double Cross being sold out in like minutes. They kind of coincide. So
I like it.
Okay, guys, let's get started before we run too late. Is everybody recording?
Yeah,
I am recording.
Yeah.
All right, then we had better do our claps. So in 3, 2, 1.
Can you count any slower, by the way?
I mean, I might be able
Right?
to. Lucas, what were you at?
I was at 3:09.
09. Justin.
I was at about 9 minutes.
Okay, Mike.
8:50.
And Steve.
About 10:20.
Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, then we'll.
I can't tell you how much I was waiting for somebody to say $1.
I get the joke.
I miss Bob Barker. All right, guys, we're gonna get going. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Infendo Radio. We have a full crew again. The bus is full, guys. We did it. We no vacancies today. We've got Mike back.
Not yet.
How have you been, Mike? It's been a few weeks.
Monster Hunter! No, I'm good. I have nothing big tomorrow. I just have to do some more blood draws from a cow and do a physical tomorrow. But I'm all right. So I can do a show tonight. I'm pretty well. I managed to survive my last final, and here I am.
Nice. That's exciting. Well, I did want to
by the skin of my teeth. Oh, by the way, and also the cookies are back. By the way.
Oh God. Ay. Well, we've also got Mike DeParrot with us. How are you doing, Lucas?
Hiya, I'm doing good considering.
Did you just say hiya like Linkwood after he cuts down some grass?
Yeah. No, I'm doing good. I'm happy. I'm glad we got the whole crew together again. I missed it.
I did too. And of course we've got Steve with us. How are you doing this week, Steve?
I am good, sleep deprived, like Mike and Lucas, but good otherwise.
Too much hunting, apparently. And then, last but not least, we have Justin. How are you doing, Mr. Mac and Cheese?
Oh, I am least, and I had ham and cheese tonight.
I would have called him Mr. Hot Pocket.
Oh, God. Well, good. Well,
You can call me whatever you want.
Well, since we finally have everybody together, and everybody has finally beaten Zelda, and I guess now is the time for our Zelda spoiler chat. So let's not delay it any longer because, it's already been 3 months or so since the fucking game came out.
And after this, you don't have to hear us talk about it anymore, so you're welcome.
That's not true. It's still the only thing I'm playing.
Yeah. So, okay, without further ado, guys, let's get into this Zelda spoiler chat. And, if you haven't beaten Zelda, turn off the podcast now, blah, 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 whatever. Skip to Nintendo's, because we are going to spoil pretty much the whole game. I did want to lead the discussion, though, and kind of, direct it a little bit. And let's start with talking about the final battle, the final... last couple of hours, because the last little bit was almost a dungeon in itself. But so what did you guys think about the game's ending?
I mean, what ending? It was fun. The castle was fun. The boss fight was fun. It's more of the same for me in terms of Breath of the Wild. It's very little narrative, and that's fine. That's the game it is. But there wasn't a big ending. There wasn't a big climax to the story. It was just, you did it. There's Zelda. Everything's good.
Okay, let me tell you why I'm going to agree with you, and it might not be exactly why you think I am, because I actually really found the ending to be really awesome.
You agree with everything.
But I didn't go through the very first time I played it. Actually, I've only done this since a week ago. I had no fucking idea that the castle was a castle. You could actually do stuff in it. There was a dungeon involved in it, basically, Because the way I went into Ganon, there was a kind of an open window, and I just flew right in, and I fought Ganon, and I fought the second form of Ganon, and then that was the end for me. It wasn't until 3-4 weeks later that I realized that there was actually more to do in the castle,
Really now?
Really? Have you been listening to Mike and me in the chat talk about going in?
Sure.
And
I heard about it. I knew that there was more to do, but I hadn't done it. You know what I mean?
The only correction I would make is that it isn't really a dungeon. You don't even have to ever enter.
It's a dungeon in the fact that you have to you get your own map for it, and you can actually leave it, and when you leave it, you warp out of the actual castle.
Yeah.
Right, but you never even have to enter the castle at any point in the game. You can just climb up the side of the castle, go right into the sanctum, and
and that's what I did.
Well, and that's true of every dungeon in this game. You don't have to do the Divine Beast. You can just skip it and get a bunch of heart containers and go kill Ganon if you want.
But, then you don't have to. Then don't you have to fight the bosses anyway? If you skip the beast.
If you haven't slayed the Divine Beasts or whatever, if you haven't gotten them on your side, then you have to go through Thunder Blight, Water Blight, all those other ones. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, I can confirm. I can confirm because when I first went to Ganon, only one I had killed was Water Blight.
That's right, because because I was wondering for the longest time why you were talking about Thunderblight Ganon when you hadn't gotten to that Divine Beast yet, and it all makes sense.
I decided to go fight Ganon for shits and giggles one day, and I only had one Divine Beast on, and I had to fight all the other ones. So
right.
Huh.
So that besides that fact, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. I feel like you're about to go where I'm about to go.
Well, I haven't really talked to the castle at all yet. Y'all have been talking, and I've been sitting here playing Bomberman. But for me, the castle was not even that climactic or exhilarating because, like I said, I had already gone in there earlier, and I went in there routinely for better equipment and better shit. I run out of good weapons. I'd break a couple of royal bows and stuff. All right, let me go back and get a new one from my never-ending replenishing stock of high-end weapons from a castle.
Yes, the Royal Guard weapons are just they're the best weapons in the game.
And they break. You're I'm out of weapons. Let me go back to the castle, which is full of nothing but the haunting souls of dead Hylians and gigantic Motlins, but somehow have a replenishing stock of Royal Guard weapons because for some reason the ghosts just don't need their weapons anymore and they put them out for you.
All right, well, let's not try to think too much about that.
No, I'm just pointing on the fact that I know it's the Blood Moon replenishes your weapons and stuff. It just felt weird, and I took advantage of it. But the point is, the castle wasn't oh shit, this is so big and cool for me. I walked in and I'm okay, I'm gonna go through all these rooms and see what I can find, me some weapons, and I did the dungeon or the shrine right away, and I took care of all the cool stuff. I know there's some more Koroks I gotta find, but that was annoying. The fact that there were Koroks in the fucking castle. Excuse me. Cookie.
Did I kind of piggyback off of that then? Because I kind of had the complete opposite experience that you had with the castle.
Well, you didn't.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I That's what I'm saying. Like, unlike you, for me, the castle was this big, exciting end game thing because I literally did the castle last. Like, I got all 119 shrines before I started doing Hyrule Castle. So I go in, and I've already got like all of my equipment and everything that I'm gonna need. I've got everything set up, and I'm like totally prepped for this castle. I go into the castle, I do the shrine, I get the Armor of the Wild, I come back. And then I just kind of stormed the thing. So, like, I spent like a good hour and a half exploring it before I actually did the final boss. And I was kind of disappointed that the final boss was so weak compared to, like, everything else in the game.
Yeah.
Well,
I kind of wish the final boss didn't lose half its health from the Divine Beast. I mean, yeah, it's cool that they do that, and that gives you a reason to kill them. But, like, and when you do that, like, Ganon is still just as difficult. Strength wise, if you kill all 4 or none at all, so Ganon's not any tougher. He doesn't hurt you any harder if you kill all 4 divine beasts. So you literally just get like a half off discount on the battle.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, at least give us like a tougher fight, or more to work with here, because it made it really, really anticlimactic for me.
You're not going to hear me say this very often. Oh. Did you want to?
Well, no, I was just going to say that one thing I did, I thought that let me start one more time. I think part of the reason why we all found the Ganon battle so easy and anticlimactic is we all were kind of determined to get as powerful as possible before we actually completed the game. And it's very clear that you don't have to do that. And they designed the game so that you could just get the Master Sword and then go fight Ganon.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. But
actually, Justin, I went through it a little bit different, and I kind of found the battle to be anticlimactic as well, because I was trying to beat the game quickly because I wanted to get a review up, and it took like 4 or 5 weeks anyways to get the fucking review up. But that's beside the point, because the second and
Mario Kart is coming soon.
But yeah, the battle for me was actually anticlimactic, and I wasn't overpowered. You know what I mean? Like, I was just kind of, I don't know, I was just expecting more.
Yeah.
The spectacle of the second Ganon form was awesome. I really liked that visually. But
the second form inside the castle, or when you're fighting him in the field?
Yeah, I guess there's 3 forms, huh? I guess the third form then, when you're fighting him in the field.
I do like the fact that Ganon was a monster in this one and not another, 7-foot-tall green man. I think the Ganondorf, the Ganondorf, the human Ganon thing has kind of been played out. You've seen him so many times in so many different games. I like the fact that they're like, Ganon's just the embodiment of evil now.
I want to let this get in here. So I'm waiting to hear his opinion on this.
Wait, who?
Who's?
Hear what you had to say for a while, and I want to hear what you've been trying to agree or disagree with me on.
I was going to go back, and I was actually going to make a point about the final boss. Is you're not going to hear this very often from me, but one of the things that I really like about Twilight Princess is the final boss. Because it takes like a half an hour from start to finish. There's like 4 segments, and it's tough no matter how many hearts you have. Mm-hmm. And it's an enjoyable fight. Like, the final bosses in video games for me are really like a make or break experience. So I always try to go into them kind of weak. I was hoping Breath of the Wild would kind of scale that, and if I was stronger, maybe Ganon would take a little bit longer too to counteract that. But instead, I only had one moment that was kind of cool. If I can share like a little personal story. Where I'm fighting him, and then all of a sudden he like glazes over with, I forget if it was like red or blue, but and he turns like basically invincible.
Yeah.
And he's shooting fireballs at me, and I'm thinking, oh, okay. And I pull out my sword and I go to hit the fireball with my sword because I'm thinking we're gonna do Dead Man's Volley like in every other Zelda, and I just get burned, and I'm like, okay, so that's not the thing. It took me like
for the
maybe
same thing.
Me too.
It took me maybe like 5. Well, yeah, it took me maybe like 5 or 10 minutes to figure out that, okay, I have to deflect the beam back at him. Because I never really did that with the Guardians. Like, I knew how to do it, but I never really did it with them. I usually just ran around and cut off their legs. And I get into the final boss, and you have to do it. And that's when I'm remembering the part where you guys were talking about how there is a boss in the game that you need an item for or you can't finish the fight.
Yeah.
And I'm realizing, oh my god, it's the final boss. Thank God I have this Hylian shield, because, you know.
Oh, you don't even need the Hylian shield for that. I mean,
Well, no, but I needed a shield that wouldn't break.
Right. You can deflect with a pot lid, and it has the same effect as long as you do it. You have the right timing. But
he just needed a shield, not the Hylian. That's all he meant.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That actually surprised me because I don't remember anywhere in the game where it gives you how to deflect a Guardian's beam. So to suddenly throw you into the situation in the end of the game where you could have gone the whole game without ever knowing you could do that, and suddenly
they do teach you how to parry though, which is kind of the same thing that you're doing.
Right, but you know, I mean, I guess barely parried any Guardian beam, so
bad at it.
That was kind of the point of the game in general, I found, is that there's this really awkward hand-holdy segment at the very beginning where they go through like this long shrine thing about how to use all of your little gadgets that you have. Yeah. And then they just throw you into the world, and it's like there's like 50 other things you can do, but if you're not reading the loading screens, you're not going to figure it out, kind of stuff. Like it's
the right people.
It's a very natural game, but like somebody who goes in and spends a lot of time talking to NPCs. So I'm missing a ton of side quests still because I just don't do that naturally. So it's just odd how it plays out. It's a very different experience from like a regular Zelda.
Okay, so let's pivot from this end game talk then, and then let's talk about some of the side quests.
Can I talk about the final boss real quick? Like I enjoyed the final boss, the actual like divine beast, like big motherfucking boar final smash cannon.
Right.
Like I enjoyed how cool that looked, but I was really bummed out how you had nowhere to go, and you can glitch out of the wall and run around Hyrule, which is cool, but like there's nowhere to go, and you needed to fucking just shoot the eyeballs or whatever pops up, and it's just like I felt no consequence. Like I felt no fear of being like defeated. It wasn't like a time thing. Oh, if I don't hurry up, Ganon's gonna destroy the castle and put Hyrule into ruins.
Yeah,
no, I'm gonna sit here and like dodge all this shit and ride around on my horse, which wasn't my actual fucking horse. I
was so disappointed that you don't even get the royal horse.
I had my own horse. I actually thought that was really cool because I wrote up.
I even said this on the Nintendo Voice, like one of their first live broadcasts and stuff. Like when they talked about Zelda, when I went to my final battle, a horse popped up, and it was a brown spotted dingleberry who wasn't my fucking horse. And I'm like, who are you?
For me, because I had my Epona that I had started to bond with beforehand, and I didn't know if it was because I rode him up to Hyrule Castle before I started the fight or not. But I actually thought that was a really cool experience because I started the battle and I'm like, holy crap, horse, you came back for me! I
was hoping it would be either Epona or the royal horse. The white horse or something like that. It's something a little bit more special. Yeah, I just got generic horse number 53 as well. So
that works because
I had 5 horses that are all well trained.
I wonder how it works because I ended up getting a Epona for my final horse for the final battle. I don't know how it ended up working that way. Maybe it's like the last horse you rode or something. I just don't know.
That's what I thought.
But I didn't. But I rode my last horse, who was, and I literally got a horse I didn't have registered, never rode, never met before.
Huh.
And I guess it's a random horse. And anyway, besides that, the whole final boss for me is okay, I'm just gonna run around and dodge, and I can get off the horse and walk around and shoot him if I wanted to without being on the horse. I felt no need to hurry, or I didn't feel okay, this is really a big deal. It wasn't I've always said that every other battle, the getting to Divine Beast even felt like Shadow of the Colossus for me, fighting these giant monsters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The final battle felt okay, he's a big giant mob, and we just dodge him and hit a weak spot real quick and kill him. It didn't feel it felt empty. There was no weight to it.
Even if they made you have to climb them like a not a Hinox, the Taluses, climb it and hit a weak spot on its back or something, or like you said, it's charging towards the castle or a village or something like that, and you have to stop it in time. Yeah, it really was just kind of a by the numbers final battle.
Yeah,
I have heard that idea, Justin.
I have heard that if you fight him on a blood moon, he's stronger, but I can't really confirm that. Does anyone know if that's true or not? Or
I've heard
Yeah, I
that.
don't
I've
know.
heard that as well, and I don't know if this is true either. But I've heard if a blood moon happens and like you're fighting through like the Thunderblight or the other Ganons, and a blood moon happens, then you have to fight through them again. I don't know if that's true either, but.
what do you mean, like again?
Like
Anyone in
so,
chat?
They respawn.
they would respawn, and you would have to go through that sequence again.
I had heard that they just get their all their energy back is what I had heard.
It's funny
that would make
because
total sense.
I at this point now I think I'm gonna have to start using a guide and such to because I don't know if I told you guys I finally got all the shrines, so that's done. But now the Koroks is starting to just be a chore. Like
That's where I am.
Don't. Yeah, I wouldn't even bother with finding all the Koroks. I mean, I'm just finding them because I'm finding them, and I've got all the equipment slots that I need. So,
well, I think
it's just for the sake of wanting to 100% it, you know?
And I guess my point in that is that I don't know, like, with what fucking word am I trying to say? With any certainty that anything in this game, you know, because I haven't looked up like a guide or anything like that. I haven't looked up the 100% for sure thing on the game, so I don't know how blood moons work 100%. But I'm actually excited to like get online and do some research on how the game mechanics work, like, you know, how the game is actually put together, you know, like how Nintendo made this fucking run under the hood. So. That's
the fun thing about that is nobody really knows how
Sure.
the game works. There's no confirmed thing on blood moons.
it definitely seems as though, the more enemies you kill, especially the more like big enemies you kill, the more likely you are to get a blood moon, because my guess is the game will not let you completely wipe out all of the Lynels or all of the Hinoxes or anything like that in one cycle. It'll respawn them before you can do that.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's guide this conversation away from kind of end game stuff, and I did want to talk about
the only other thing I wanted to say about it is when the first part of the Ganon battle ended and Zelda showed up, and I just remember sitting there thinking, is that it? Did I beat it? Is it over? And then the Dark Beast Ganon showing up, I'm like, nope, I just pissed it off.
right. So okay, so how close is everybody, or has everybody finished getting all the shrines at this point?
I think we all have.
Done.
I mean,
And I've upgraded my Armor of the Wild. So
Steve, you're close, right? You're not quite there.
No, I actually finished that this weekend.
Oh, you did? Awesome.
I got my. Yeah, it was either on Sunday or maybe it was Monday. I forget, but yeah, I finally got him.
Okay, so now.
nice.
What I wanted to kind of talk about here was some of the side quests, shrine quests, some of the shrines. Now that we've kind of seen everything, where do you guys see the DLC going? Like, are we going to get more shrines? Are we going to get more side quests?
I fucking hope
Sweet
not.
baby, I have a story for you about DLC.
Well, talk to me, Lucas.
There's gonna be one big old pile of
Yeah,
right here.
I'm sorry for this because this is all fan speculation nonsense, and I already wrote all this to Mike. But me and Justin have this theory that this game, Breath of the Wild, is a retelling of Zelda 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought for the winter DLC, they should do a retelling of Zelda 2. So the final thing should be like a bit of Calamity Ganon that survives and turns into Shadow Link kind of thing. You should have to go to specific like temples or something that rise up in Hyrule to put the 8 stones in or something. I would like to see I would like to see just as loose as what they did with this game, but I'd like to see them continue the storyline from those 2 games since they are like direct sequels to each other. I'd like to see some like Zelda 2 style downloadable content that kind of tells that story.
And then like
That
maybe
would be cool.
maybe use some of the areas in the game that like I think Justin had mentioned this on the last podcast, but that are, you know, kind of barren, you know, and then like make something out of them, turn it into a temple or something, or, you know, like give it some life.
That would be nice. Yeah, I just I want to see more, and I feel like I want. Well, I know I'm not going to get this from the DLC, but I want there to be more like of a narrative. Like I want to walk away from this game when it's all done saying like, God, that was a good story. I can't wait to replay it in a few months. But like right now, it's just like that was a fun game. Never gonna do that again. I want a little more.
I don't. I mean, maybe hard mode will give me a reason to start a new save and see, try and do it with the challenge, because the first time I play through a game, I always do it easy anyway because I want to experience everything and not be frustrated. But I'd be willing to try hard mode, just to have a second playthrough that's a little different.
Yeah, I understand that. It just feels very like arcadey compared to most Zelda games in that way. Like usually I go back and I play through the game a second time and like I rewatch the whole story and I go, oh wow, I missed that. There was like, premonition stuff about stuff that's going to happen later on in the game. With this game, it's just like, you can go back and watch all the memories and there's really nothing like hidden in them. It's just kind of basic storytelling.
Yeah, so much of Breath of the Wild is about the random discovery and the things that happen to only you that you share with your friends. And
exactly.
It's hard to duplicate that experience new. I mean, really the only thing you can do is just keep playing the game on your game save and see what sort of random shit still happens, which I'm doing.
Yeah.
But, it does kind of lack, like, I talked last week about wanting to play Red Dead Redemption again, because Red Dead Redemption, as well as being an incredible open world with lots of neat things to do, also has an amazing storyline. So, that's worth playing through 50, 60, however many hours again, because you get, fully fleshed out characters and plot.
Yeah.
Zelda doesn't really have that. And during this playthrough, I didn't feel like it really needed it. But now that I've reached the end, I'm like, yeah, I kind of want something more. I want a reason to keep playing this, not just because it's there.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I don't even have to say anything.
Right. Okay, well, guiding us to the end of our Zelda talk, guys. It's been, hasn't been quite a full year at all since the game's come out, so it might be a little bit early to have this talk. But when the game was first coming out, everybody was giving it blowjobs and saying, best game ever come out, best Zelda ever.
Yeah,
I'm drinking.
And I'm still having some of those thoughts. Like I definitely don't think it's my favorite game of all time, ever. But it's definitely up there. It's definitely up there with one of the best games I've ever played. How do you guys rank this game? Where do you guys place it amongst the other Zelda games?
Let's all do this one at a time and organize, because I really want to hear everyone's opinion on this.
Okay, well, I'll go first if you guys want to have a chance to kind of think about your answers, because I've kind of been thinking about this myself off and on. So my previous favorite Zelda game of all time would have to be, I guess it depends on if you're talking 2D or 3D, but it ask me on one day and I'll say Majora's Mask, ask me on another and I'll say Link to the Past. I would definitely put this in the running for on par with both of those games. It doesn't do story as well as Majora's Mask. I can say that, but at the same time, it still does the gameplay I like as well as I liked it from Link to the Past. So it's hard for me to put it someplace right now. So I'd have to say it's tied for first with those three games. Now, where does that?
I'm going to argue with one of your points when it's my turn.
Okay. Well, where does that put that amongst all the games that I've ever played? I don't know. I think it's a little early for me to say that, because right now I want to say that it's up there, like with the best games I've ever played, and it's fresh on my mind right now. So I think I would need a little bit of time to think about that. But I definitely still think it's one of the best games Nintendo's ever made, and it's going to go down as foundational for games going forward. Like, there's not going to be an open world game that's made that doesn't have climbing. And if it doesn't have climbing, then people are going to bitch about it, just because of Breath of the Wild, So that's kind of my take on things.
All right, Justin, you want to go since you kind of want to talk about Eugene's stuff anyway?
Are you gonna buy me dinner first at least, or I don't know?
Moist. No, I'm going to argue with you on the Majora's Mask thing, because I think actually, like, story-wise, I think this has the most in common with Majora's Mask, because rather than being one fully fleshed out story like Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, all those are, it's a bunch of little stories, and the NPCs are really the driving force of the game, rather than the big looming moon in the sky or the swirly purple thing around the castle.
Sure.
It's really about exploring everything, talking to everyone, learning what everyone needs, and fulfilling all these little tasks instead of, or in addition to,
the main
doing the big
story. Yeah.
Well,
I agree with
much like Majora's Mask.
I definitely agree with you in that sense, but I enjoyed the stories that they told in Majora's Mask better than the stories that were told in Breath of the Wild, if that makes sense. Because I'll never forget.
And I think the finite passage of time really kind of helped them tell a better story with the NPCs, whereas here it's like, well, we don't really have a beginning and we don't really have an end, and we don't know when the player is going to get to anything, so we can't really nail down where in time these characters are. But
and that's kind of the blessing and a curse of having a sandbox type game. Like if it was a linear Zelda, then they would be able to nail that down better. But because they chose to make it a sandbox game, that's just the way it has to be.
And even sandbox games can do that. I mean, Grand Theft Auto does it. Red Dead Redemption again does it, where you have your sandbox elements, your random occurrences, but you also have certain things that only happen at certain times.
Yeah, like
with
the
certain
trigger
characters.
event type things. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
But as far as ranking it, it's definitely in my top 5 Zelda games. It might crack the top 3. I've certainly spent more hours with this game than pretty much any other game I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
At least as far as anything story-based. And I loved how it was nothing like every other Zelda game, and yet it was still very much a Zelda game.
In theme and in
Yeah, like they're the sounds, the music, the colors, everything just kind of said Zelda, and yet the gameplay and everything was so completely different.
Sure. Right.
Can I go next so I can dump all over you guys' feelings?
Sure. I guess just to close mine out, as far as ranking it as in compared to other non-Zelda games, still got to be up in the top, probably top 5, because just no other game has ever immersed me in its world and driven me to keep playing it for no other reason than sheer enjoyment, like this one has.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
That's fair.
Okay, well, Lucas, why don't you take a dump on my chest,
Go ahead,
please?
Lucas.
Yeah, that's the plan here. Big old Zelda steamer. So I like this game a lot. I want to preface this with that because I feel like I'm going to be a lot more negative than most of you, except maybe Mike. But
now we're heading into the salty members.
Well, it's just that for me,
Welcome
when
to
I started,
Salty Platoon.
when I
How
started,
salty are you?
when I started playing this game, I didn't really think it felt like Zelda. Then I played it for a few hours, and I thought it felt like Zelda. And now that I'm done with it, I kind of feel like it didn't feel like Zelda again. Like you said, that it's the Zelda game you've put the most time into, and that's probably true for me too, even counting like the 50 times I've played Ocarina of Time. But they were hollow hours for me compared to other Zelda games. Like usually when I'm playing Zelda, I feel like I'm doing something and I'm like progressing in the game and advancing toward a goal. But with this game, after like hour 50, I just felt like I was shrine hunting for like 70 shrines. And that's fine. That's how the game is. But there's not a lot to do in the game after you get done with the main beef of it. There's main game, and then there's like all of this other stuff that's made to eat up time. But the stuff that eats up time didn't really do much for me on like a personal level. So that was my beef with that.
Okay, let me ask you. Let me jump in real quick. So
Okay.
what's the so it's kind of the same thing for me, but opposite when I'm playing Monster Hunter. I don't feel like I have anything
Here we
driving
go.
me
Oh my
forward.
god! Just
So-
because I'm here.
No,
Okay.
no, hold on. I have a point here. So
We're not going to
what-
start talking about visuals, are we?
So
No, I
what-
wanna talk about him
Hold
with
on,
this, so-
hold on. Let me finish my thought here. So, what drives you forward to play a game like Monster Hunter, like 1,000 hours, when essentially it's kind of the same loop in each Monster Hunter game, whereas Zelda, it kind of bored you. I kind of want to hear your thoughts on that.
Quite
I'm
honestly,
gonna- I'm gonna-
the
guys,
achievements,
guys,
the community.
I'm
Hey,
talking to
guys,
Lucas. though.
guys,
I'm talking
I
to
wanna-
Lucas.
Yeah, I want to do this.
I want to add one thing to this question. Do you think you would be more driven to play it if it were multiplayer, like Monster Hunter?
Probably just because I do feel like the community element would add something. But no, going to Eugene's question, for me, they're completely opposite. Because in Monster Hunter, I am constantly goal-driven toward different goals. Those goals all have the same end goal, of course, which is get new weapons, get new armor, stuff like that. But in Monster Hunter, I'm playing a game where I constantly feel like I have a goal, and I'm constantly progressing toward that goal. In Zelda, I felt like I was literally just rattling off a checklist of do this shrine, do that shrine, do this shrine, do that shrine. And the rewards were really hollow, too. There's like two sets of shrines.
I definitely agree with you that the rewards for getting shrines or even like completing shrines are pretty hollow. Like you find this whole thing and then all you do is get a treasure chest and then your orb. You know, like it's
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just, there's just not-
Here's a blessing shrine. Oh, here, have a fucking opal.
yeah, right.
and that's the thing for me.
Hey,
Like,
I
I don't know
opals
if
last night.
I don't know if you could understand this necessarily because I think we differ when it comes to Monster Hunter. But for me, Monster Hunter is constantly me completing goals that I want to complete and, getting an achievement out of it. With Breath of the Wild, it's like one goal, which is get every shrine.
Okay.
And it's just a checklist of things that really bore me compared to when I'm like, I actually feel like I'm accomplishing something in Monster Hunter. Whereas with Breath of the Wild, every shrine is just kind of a hollow victory for me.
And
But
I
if I
definitely
can-
don't disagree with you at all. I think it just boils down to different strokes for different folks, And I don't want to
think
talk
that's part of it.
I don't want to talk any more about Monster Hunter, guys. We're getting too long already
But
on this Zelda stuff.
Yeah, could I just finish real quick and then I'll pass it over to Mike
For
or
sure.
Eugene because we still have to do this. But that aside, like as far as ranking it as a Zelda game, I kind of feel like this game goes on the same level for me that Hyrule Warriors goes on, and in that I don't really feel like it's like a main series Zelda game. It is, and I'm not disputing that. But for me personally, I got the same kind of vibes from this that I got from Hyrule Warriors. I liked Hyrule Warriors more, and like that's not a diss on this game. This is the better game. Like if I had to rate the two, but I had more fun with Hyrule Warriors because Hyrule Warriors was again that quick satisfaction, constantly building up, constantly leveling up, tons of characters to play as and stuff. This game just didn't really do it for me as much. In terms of where I put it on like my Zelda spectrum, it's probably somewhere between Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. And Twilight Princess is like my least favorite 3D Zelda game. So I'd rather play Skyward Sword or Ocarina of Time or Wind Waker or Majora's Mask any day.
Hey,
Over
Lucas, real
Breath of the
quick,
Wild.
I
Before you
would
pass-
disagree with most of those, but
Me, Lucas. Andy Searson in the comments wants to know, given how long you waited to play the game, was it worth playing at the end of it, despite all your? I guess he takes the way that you're talking about it, and as if you don't enjoy the game at all. But was it worth it for you?
That's a good question, actually.
It was worth it for me. Damn it!
No, it was worth it for me to wait. I wanted to wait because I wanted to wait because I wanted to play it, on my terms. And I do feel like it might have been a little bit more interesting if I had been able to play it at launch with all of you guys. I definitely think there was a little bit of a jadedness to my opinion in that I played it late. But I also kind of see that, and I know calling negativity realism is just, an excuse, but I feel like I came into it with a little bit more of a realist point of view than you guys did, because you guys came in all dewy-eyed and sparkly with it, and at the beginning, I know you guys were all loving it. Like, I went into it with, if anything, like a 4 out of 10 opinion on it, and I had to kind of build my way up to liking it. And I think that gave me an opportunity to see a lot of the things in the game that I didn't enjoy right off the bat, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm happy that I played it how I played it, honestly.
Sure. I mean, that's very valid. I completely value that opinion. You know, like you said, we all came in and we were like, fucking Zelda! And then so yeah, for sure. All right, so who's next?
We waited for it to go live on the eShop.
That is the most enthusiasm I've ever heard out of Eugene on a podcast, and it was like, and it was fake enthusiasm.
Well, Mike, why don't you jump in and talk to us about some of your Zelda rankings? Where do you place this with your Zelda Pantheon and whatnot?
Is Steve still with us?
Yeah, I've just been having some massive issues on my end, but I think I have them resolved finally.
Internet.
Okay.
Cool. So where do I rank Breath of the Wild? It's kind of a clusterfuck for me because, like, as I've said before, I don't play many Zelda games, and when I do, I don't play them to completion because I just don't usually enjoy Zelda after a while. Like, after like a couple of hours, I get bored of them, or like Majora's Mask bored me to fucking tears, man.
Oh, I love Majora's Mask. That's like my favorite one.
Majora's Mask is an acquired taste.
Yeah.
I'll link to the past. No matter how many times I played it on emulators or like virtual console and stuff, I just gave up on it.
I think that's nostalgia for me on that one too, because I played that like when it was coming out, and like I have so many memories of like fucking family and stuff. Like I think that
like I don't have this gigantic erection for Zelda, unless someone on DeviantArt crawls her really well. But like I'm not. So like when I get a new Zelda game, I'm like, oh cool, this should be a good couple hours of like interesting stuff. And like when they're 3D, I get a lot more fun out of them. And what drew me into Breath of the Wild is it kind of had that same open world aspect, like totally open world, explore it how you want, like Wind Waker had for me. And I love Wind Waker. It's like my favorite Zelda game of all time because it's just like what I want out of a game. And so I feel like this is below Wind Waker for me, and like at number 2 or number 3 by default, because I've only really played to completion and enjoyed like 2 or 3 or 4 Zelda games. Well, no, I forgot about Skyward Sword and Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. But I
forgot about all the other Zelda games that I actually have played.
You know what? You're joking, but you're actually right. I forgot about all of them because I don't care about Zelda very much. But like it's around the same area. It's below Wind Waker and below Skyward Sword, and then above Twilight Princess. So it's like 3rd out of 5, like by default.
Okay.
In terms of like all-time games for me, it's not up there for me. I mean, like it's a good game. It's a great game. I cannot disparage Nintendo for that. And I cannot discredit the game for being good. However, like it combined with the fact that I don't, have so much built-in nostalgia and like feelings for Zelda games, like I don't get this rush of like I'm enjoying like the games I love the most. Like I remember when I just dropped my Switch. Caught it though. I'm a fucking boss.
I remember that too.
I remember the day when Mike dropped his Switch.
Oh God.
It was a very fun day. But no, I remember like on the 3DS when Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow came out in the eShop, and you go on the eShop and the Red, Blue, and Yellow like old ass Game Boy theme songs are playing, and I got. I even wrote for it on Nintendo Fever. I got deeply moved by that. I was just like, this is me. This is all me. Like this is like what I enjoy. This is my stuff. And like, when I play Kirby 64, when I play like Mario 64, like or Mario Sunshine, or any other GameCube game that I like, or fucking Monster Hunter, when I hear the Monster Hunter tune come on for a new trailer, I get all like starry-eyed. I'm like, this is what I want out of a game. Or like, it's just not. I don't know. It's not my favorite game or my favorite series, so it's not up there for me. So it's below me on Nintendo games. It's below on it's below on overall games. I'm just not gushing over it anymore. I'm sorry.
And I hate to say that I feel like I kind of depressed you a little bit into that, because I feel like I poured like all of my negativity onto you and I watched
Yeah.
you go from like, this is really fun to like, well, you're right, this feature does suck and stuff like that. So hopefully I didn't like.
Well,
sway you
no,
too
what you
much.
do, you humbled me. Hold on, cookie time. Hold on.
Heather just said that it sounds like you're breaking up with Zelda.
Not gonna lie, out of all the princesses in Nintendo, Zelda is the cutest. So.
I don't know, Rosalina.
Ooh, real talk at Nintendo Radio.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Rosalina. Rosalina, yeah, the child of Mario and Peach. If you listen to Game Explain.
So how about Steve?
We need to do a show where we rank the Nintendo princesses.
Right. Do you have any final thoughts, Mike, before we throw it over to Steve?
Yeah, Zelda's Breath of the Wild is a great game. You can't take that away, but it's just the DLC. We're gonna be playing it again. Like I'm looking forward to the fast travel and to the 200-hour previous like backtracking map that shows you where you've been, but otherwise and like the new and shit, just to see what they do different and saying how we was unique in terms of their special abilities and how they look and stuff. But I'm looking to see how all that plays out, just so I feel like the game is more complete in what they wanted it to be. I'm not gonna hop my Wii U back on to play Zelda anytime soon, and I'm not gonna have to feel the urge to complete it anymore like I thought I would.
Right. Oh, I forgot that you have it on the Wii U too, so it's not even as easy as just like popping it in your Switch.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
pop things in my Switch.
All right, Steve. Well, are you ready to give us your final impressions on Zelda?
I need to give you guys some impressions in general. I've only been able to hear half of what's going on tonight.
Shit.
So I just want to jump back to the final boss because I didn't get to talk about that and I wanted to. So sorry to bring it back, but
Oh god, I'm gonna tell the guy in the chat
wait.
to go leave again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we had Nintendo fan come back on.
well, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm just gonna say well, okay, we'll give him like another 15-20 seconds to leave. But so we talked about the final boss. And then was it just the only other thing we talked about? Like I said, I've not been able to hear you guys. Is it just kind of where we rank it?
Well,
Is that where we're at?
Yeah. Why don't you?
Basically.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you rank it compared to other Zelda games, and how do you rank it compared to all other games?
Okay. Mike, did you give him warning?
I did.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
good.
He says
yeah,
go
so-
for it.
Okay, so when I got to the final boss, it did the whole take the health down halfway. First off, I wasn't planning on beating him that night, so I didn't, do all my cooking. I didn't do all my armor upgrading, anything like that. And then
That cutscene was beautiful, by the way. The final, like the Divine Beasts.
It was.
it was. And so Justin accidentally spoiled the part about the bow for me. So I was like, well, I am going to just beat this and call it good. So I went to the castle and I was
I
like,
don't think the fact that you get a different bow is all that exciting news, but
well, but it's
Let's not do this
That'll-
again, please.
yeah. Anyway, so so I went to the castle completely unprepared. Didn't have fully upgraded armor like I wanted to. Didn't have any cooking done, and I was surprised by how easy the first half of the final boss was. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe the second half will provide a challenge because it generally does. And I think it hit me like twice, and that was it.
Yeah.
It took me longer to figure out how to kill him
right.
than anything.
I didn't
So-
use a single fairy in that Ganon battle, and
Yeah, me either.
I started with a 4-minute long attack boost level 3 meal, and there was still time left on it when I beat him. So
I did-
Oh yeah, I
didn't
even
even-
turned all my Divine Beasts off too. I was like, no, fuck this. This is just me. Like this is.
All right. Well, why don't we get
Yeah.
Steve's final opinion on this so we can
Um,
get Nintendo fan back in
yeah,
the.
so-
Yeah, let's rank.
So
rank,
so
rank.
let Nintendo fan, he can come back, by the way, because I'm done with the final part. The only other, as far as where it ranks, it has to be one of my top 3 Zeldas. I love, as far as my games are Link's Awakening on the Game Boy Color and Wind Waker on, well, Wii U. GameCube, whatever you want to play it on. Those are my two favorite Zeldas for my 3D and my 2D. And Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild kind of completes the trifecta for me. I've poured, of all the games I know that I've put how many hours in, Breath of the Wild is the second most. The only game that's topped Breath of the Wild for me is Pokemon X. So the fact that I can pour that many hours into a game means that it has to probably be one of my favorite games I've ever played. Lucas, you were kind of, and I'm not trying to disagree with you or anything, but you were talking about you don't feel like you can achieve goals or like you're working towards a goal. That's what it was.
Yeah.
For me, I agree with you to the point that sometimes it doesn't feel like you're achieving a goal. But for me, it's all about setting goals. That's why I do so well in Minecraft. Because it's all about me setting personal goals. And then when I'm able to achieve those personal goals, that's, where I get off on, basically.
Upgrading armor has been a common goal for me. We're like, all right, I'm going to sit down and by the end of tonight, this armor is going to be 4 stars.
And see, to that effect, going back to Eugene's point as well that I did here, that's why I like Monster Hunter as much as I do and why it sits as well with me as it does, is because, again, I can kind of see where Eugene's coming from, that he doesn't necessarily think that he's working towards something all the time. But for me, again, it's all about setting those goals. We sat down last night and we're like, we're going to hit HR 5, and we did. And that felt good. And that's what attracts me to that game as well. And that's why I like these 3 games so much, is because it gives me so much freedom to pick so many different types of goals and do them at my own pace.
I guess I get that.
Interesting.
That maybe that's just on me, because I've never really liked open world type games. This is really the first one that really has drawn me in, I guess. And I know Monster Hunter isn't an open world game, so there's not, I don't know there's not really a comparison there. But yeah, I don't know. It's just different strokes for different folks, man.
And that's exactly right. It's not, it wasn't for you. I didn't think it was for me. I ended up liking it. Might not have the time to devote to it, so that's maybe why he's not really playing it that much. It's just different things for different people.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I really want him to try Double Cross on the Switch, but hey.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna get it.
That's a podcast for it.
Definitely gonna get it. I just, whether we'll have time to play with each other is another podcast, like Lucas said. All right, so I think that's it for Zelda, guys. We almost did.
I'm waiting for Monster Hunter XXX.
I mean that's.
Oh, that joke's never been made before.
All right, so we're gonna take a little break here. Mr. Lucas is our Nintendo's host, so that's exciting. I'm excited to claim my victory, because our prophet Heather has declared me the victor this week. So y'all might as well just not even.
I trust Heather.
But we'll be right back with Nintendo's, guys.
Yeah, no, I completely trust Heather at this point. You're going to win. Yeah. And that's really scary, because I threw in some songs specifically for Mike and Eugene, or Mike and Steve, because I actually know what they like. So.
And Lucas, I won't be here tonight to get those songs, remember?
Oh, you're going to be so... Okay.
Hey, guys, I'm actually going to be right back. I need the restroom, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Steve, listen to the podcast as soon as you can, because I'm going to play a song and you're going to know what it is and you're going to hate me, okay?
I'm going to attempt to listen live. Granted, with the technology issues I've had, we're going to see how well that goes, because it's been a fucking day.
All right.
But I'm going to try and listen live, but I will not be in the chat. So listeners, if you can hear me, it was awesome, but I got to go. My boss says I have to work tonight because it's the last day of the month, and I'm too lazy to do what I need to do first thing in the morning. So yeah.
Say hi to
Steven's having a cafefe of a day right now.
Yes. So yeah, if somebody will let Eugene know that I will upload later tonight when I get home. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Co-hosts, goodbye. Have a good night. I'm out.
Follow him on Gentis1, or don't follow him. He's lame.
Oh yeah, at Gentis1 on Twitter, and somebody play Minecraft with me, for the love of God.
Hi guys, I'm back.
There's my play. All right, Eugene, I am out for the night. Have a good night.
Oh, you're out of here? All right, see you, Steve. Have a good night.
Yeah, it's last day of the month. I got to go do inventory, so.
Oh, bummer.
Yep. So, okay, thanks.
See you, Steve. All right. Well,
I enjoyed doing inventory in my last show, but that's just me.
I hated it.
yeah, it's the worst. When I worked at GameStop, we did that in the mornings, and you had to like literally scan every piece of fucking anything that you had, like little Iron Man keychains, fucking everything is done. The worst thing ever.
It was fun for me because I drove heavy machinery through the fucking warehouse and just fucking had a gun and like just like scanned all the shit and typed in the numbers, and I could just drive around on my big machine and big ass horn and go, move, bitch.
I mean,
see, this is all the
awesome.
joy that you get listening to the live podcast. You get to hear us talk about inventory when we're not doing something exciting.
Right. Well, all right. I guess we might as well get rolling with Nintendo's. Or is Justin on break? Is he? Or we?
I just got back.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Sounds good. Lucas, do you need to do anything on your end, or are you ready to rock and roll?
I'm ready. Do you want me to do a fancy schmancy intro like you had Justin do last week? Or
Yeah,
no?
but I want you to roll us into the show, and I'll put the banjo music in post.
I'm so excited. Okay, I'm ready.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
And now that Justin's done singing, I'm definitely ready. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Infendo Radio. That was my best Eugene impression I could pull off. This is the part of the show where we do Nintendo's, which has become my favorite thing, even though I'm not very good at it. So the way it works for any of you who might be new is I'm going to play some music from some video games that were on Nintendo systems, hopefully. And
You have to say
Quay. I'm going to quay up some songs, and these guys are going to guess it, and hopefully they get it right, and my games aren't too obscure or terrible for them. Oh, yeah, and like Nintendo Fan is saying in the chat, you're more than welcome to guess. I'd prefer that you don't, I don't know, like, we don't look at the chat then?
How about on the honor system, all of us are going to close the chat during Nintendo?
Yeah, I just reduced my window so I can't see it.
That's
okay.
good.
I put the hangout. I put the hangout window in front of my chat, so I can't see it anymore.
Okay.
And I'll keep the chat open because I'm hosting anyway, so I already know what all the music is, and I'll let you guys know if you're right in the chat if I'm paying.
I would hope.
So we're gonna jump right in with track number 1. I'm apologize in advance if these are really random and eclectic because I kind of just chose these all on like a fever high. So
yeah, Eugene will win.
Please tell me you picked some songs from your NBA Playgrounds playlist.
I did not. I tried to keep it professional. But... and away we go.
I know this.
Star Fox.
Nope.
Is this Battle for the
Star Fox.
Cafefe?
Nope. Actually, yeah, Battle for Cafefe. Good job.
Star Fox Zero? Star Fox Assault?
Nope.
Killing me here. Killing me.
It sounds like maybe Advanced Wars?
It is not.
I'm gonna need
right,
another track or a hint, I think.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we're going to go with another track. I feel like you're going to get it as soon as I play a second track, but we'll see.
Good.
Well, give us a hint instead.
Okay, it's a GameCube game?
Star Fox Assault?
But it's not a...
Nope. All right, let's go to another
Custom
track.
Robo?
Is this Battalion Wars?
Nope. Okay, we're going to track 2, guys.
Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh, yeah, Mike got that.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Yeah,
Oh
Sonic
yeah, that's when
Adventure 2.
that's when it was Eggman, and they're trying to find out
That
how to
was
stop the arc.
That was like the cutscene music every time somebody had a plan.
You're
sounds
officially
like
off the
F-Zero
show playing
meets
Sonic
Splatoon.
music. Get out of here.
Have you noticed I try to play Sonic music every time?
Yeah, but
You know what? I have noticed now.
All right, so yes, Mike takes away an early point on that one. Nintendo Fan also got it like right when you did, Mike. Like he has like a text delay, so I think technically he got it first.
Well,
All right.
well, I guess my Cole and I are Nintendo Fan are head to head now. Let's go.
But none of that matters because according to Heather, Eugene's gonna win anyway. So here we go. Let's go to track number 2. All right, guys.
Off to a good start.
Can you turn it up like a hair?
Yeah.
I can. Is that any better?
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Is
play.
it a 64 game?
No. I'll tell you right now, it's a DS game.
Interesting.
Spider-Man 2.
No.
God. Is it another Sonic game?
It is not another Sonic game. Full disclosure, that was my only Sonic game,
Thank God.
I think.
Nintendo's Armored Battle Edition.
You got it. No. Alright, we're going to track number 2. I will let you know that this is a very obscure DS game.
Oh God.
But I played it as a kid. Heather's keeping track in the chat. That's good for me.
Feel the Magic XXXY.
I wish, but no.
One week someone's gonna play that.
It definitely sounds like one of those touch generation games.
Is it? Can you have to give us a hint or something? I got nothing.
I can give you the publisher. I'm afraid that might give it away, though.
Give us the genre or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna say genre.
It's kind of an RPG. Kind of.
The World Ends With You.
Nope. Music in that game was a lot better than this.
I don't know. I've never played it. I just know it's an RPG.
My DS games are very limited here.
All right. Well, I'll go to the next track, and I'll tell you the publisher. It is Atlas.
No,
Had
I'm
so
out.
many
Oh my God.
DS games. Is it what's that fucking game?
What's that fucking game with the blue and white motherfucker who flies around and shit with the weird ass ears and everything?
What is that fucking game?
Excuse me?
They did all the Shin Megami Tensei games. Is it one of those?
It's not Shin Megami Tensei.
Did they do like the Etrian Odyssey game or whatever the fuck that's called?
Persona?
Nope.
I don't know if they did Etrian Odyssey, but that was a cool game.
People are guessing in the comments too, and like nothing is correct. I feel really bad.
Are we
We got
calling
one more
this-
track.
So
Yeah.
it's not Persona or Shin Megami Tensei or Etrian
No.
Odyssey.
It's not that mainstream.
Let's see. What game has Lucas played that he's told me about?
I don't even think I've ever mentioned this game. It was such a letdown as far as games go.
Well, it's a letdown as far as Nintendo's goes.
Is it?
I'm having fun watching you guys fail.
I have no idea.
Alright, do we all
Is
give
it-
up?
What? Can you give me like one?
I gave up when you said RPG.
I guess I give up.
What does it rhyme with?
Okay, well, we're done then. It rhymes with Schmontax.
It's Contact. I've played that fucking game. God
It
damn
is
it.
Contact.
I was gonna get son of a bitch. Okay.
You gotta learn to go with your gut, Eugene.
This game was like an
if I go
obscure...
with my gut, I'm in the bathroom for the rest of the
This game was like an obscure RPG made by Atlas that was supposed to be like the next Earthbound in terms of like originality, but it just ended up being so awkward and not really fun.
It's
that
got like
it was hard for me to enjoy.
top-down view or whatever, right?
Yeah,
This game wasn't Atlas didn't make this game. It was actually Grasshopper that made this game. The guys that did
I
Killer 7.
swear it was at least published.
It was
by
published by Atlas, but developed by Grasshopper. I remember because it was the guys that did like Killer 7 and all that, those No More Heroes and stuff like that. Like that. It's the
Oh my
same-
god, this music must stop.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay, well, we'll go on to track number 3, and also Eugene, Heather says don't let her down.
I'm sorry. Heather.
Don't let me down.
Track number 3, I'm expecting this to be a given.
Guitar Hero.
Yes!
Oh, Animal Crossing. it Animal Crossing
Yes.
New Leaf or Wild World?
Yes.
It's New
New
Leaf?
Leaf.
Okay.
Yep. Well, that was easy.
I never
that one
played
off my
New
list.
Leaf.
I love Animal Crossing. They're so good.
Nintendo
Oh, yeah,
fan also.
great.
That's technically he's living with
Of
it.
all the hours I put into that game, I didn't even recognize the music.
Really? Yeah, this is the 7 p.m. theme. Maybe you just never played at 7.
I was probably usually at work.
All right, well, after that mildly disappointing letdown, we have Eugene and Mike both at a point, and also technically Nintendo fan at like 1.5 because he guessed it. So.
And I am failing miserably.
See, this is how I feel when you host, Justin. We don't play the same games. All right, we're going on to number 4.
Oh my god, like Super Dodgeball on the Game Boy Advance.
Nope.
I don't know. I'm just throwing shit out there.
No.
For a second, I thought you got that.
For some reason, I think
Did
I
you give
played
it-
this.
Probably have.
Star Wars, Flight of the Millennium Falcon. I don't know.
Is this a Super Nintendo game?
It's a Game Boy game, actually.
Game Boy,
I was
okay.
gonna say, this definitely sounds Game Boy. Yes.
Hmm.
I'm guessing this is like end credits music.
I'm not going to tell you that.
Oh, fuck you too.
Shall we go to track number 2?
Please.
If I don't know the game, I've definitely heard the composer's work before.
You most definitely have.
You're gonna have to give me like genre or something.
I can't do that without spoiling. I can't give you publisher, I can't give you genre.
Oh, you're just gonna have to give us more
You
music.
suck.
Alright.
I can give you this. I can say this is a series of games that have been on a number of different Nintendo systems throughout its lifetime.
Is this Mario Tennis?
Mario
It
Tennis.
is not Mario Tennis.
Is it Mario Golf?
It is, and you guys both guessed at the same time. So
I heard me first, but that's just...
I literally heard you both
Eugene?
say
No,
Mario
I
Golf.
literally heard you simultaneously. Like, literally heard you at the same time.
I will
Okay,
so
I guess
Comes down to it.
freaking Mike and Justin get a point then,
Yeah,
which
that's
seems unfair to Eugene, but
you are letting Heather down, dude.
That's okay. My girlfriend's in real life's name is Heather, and I do
I-
that frequently.
I knew I heard this music recently, but I couldn't place it.
fans are
now
saying
this I would've-
This is like
this I would've
the
known.
one clubhouse, yeah.
yeah,
This is
the fans are saying give you guys each half a point. I don't know if we want to go into that nonsense, but it's possible.
I mean, let's keep it a whole point now. But if it comes down to like really close later on, when we get half a point, I don't know, because like
No, you can't be changing rules later on. You gotta be definitive right now. We're doing points.
All right, well Heather's already decided, guys. She says Mike 2, Eugene 1, Justin 1. So that's what we're going with.
Alright.
All right, moving on.
I think we
to
should all be
track number
tied, but you know, that's just my opinion.
Oh, fuck. Shit, is this Super Monkey Ball?
It is not Super Monkey Ball. I picked hard games. I'm happy with myself.
Will you turn it down a smidge?
Sure.
Yeah.
Any better?
no.
A little lower. Oh, that's
Why does it keep speeding up right there?
probably just
Mario Golf Advance?
No, but it sounds like Mario Golf.
Is it on the Advance?
It is on the Super Nintendo.
Kirby's Dream Course.
Nope.
Damn, man.
I'm drawing a blank. I don't even know the song name.
Let's go to another track. Huh?
Holy shit, I know this.
I know this music, but I just can't pin the game.
It's not Super Mario Kart, is it?
It is not.
Am I in the ballpark here?
You're closer than the other guesses.
Damn.
Guesses closer than the other guesses? I didn't hear it.
Mario Kart. I think.
He said Super Mario Kart. I've had to deny people in the chat like 8 times with these guesses.
God, I got nothing.
Kirby Superstar?
Nope. All right, let's go to another track.
How would Kirby
it's a Kirby
get closer than Super Mario?
All right, I'm
I don't
gonna
know,
give
it
you
just sounds
guys.
so Kirby.
I'm gonna give you guys a hint that is probably gonna give it away. This was a game that required a additional thing to
Yoshi
play.
Safari?
Yoshi Safari.
There it is.
Damn it, son of a
That
bitch.
was me. That was me.
Yeah, I heard Mike first that time by like a half
Yeah,
a
you
second.
were a fraction of a second before me, I'll give you that.
The minute he said this needs, I'm like, oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, which puts Mike at like 3 freaking.
For once, I tried not to interrupt and got burned for it. I thought it was like Jeopardy. If you buzz in before he's done reading the question, it doesn't count.
Well, Alex.
For those of you in the chat who have never even heard of it, it's like this like weird little shooter game with a Nintendo.
People haven't
Super
heard of this
Scope.
game.
Yeah, it's actually a really fun game. I emulated it once, so I got to play with a mouse.
How does
I've
it
never
work?
even I've never played a Super Nintendo and I know this fucking game.
How does the Super Scope stuff work with a mouse?
Well, you just click and it like detects where you're pointing. Like, it's super easy. It's super cheaty, but fun. I liked it. All right, let's go on.
By the way, if anybody has a Super Scope that doesn't work that they'd be willing to give me as a decoration, contact me somewhere.
All right,
Twitter.
That does work, but we can't have it. Sorry.
going on to track 6,
Next.
guys. Can you hear okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you sure this isn't Sonic?
Yeah.
Sonic.
I almost said Perfect Dark Zero, then remembered that's Xbox.
All right. I'm going to go right off the bat here and say it's a GameCube game.
Yeah, that's a fucking given. It's not.
I really want to troll you guys with the next song.
Please do.
All right, ready? This might give it away if you played it.
Oh god.
Anybody?
No.
It's a licensed game.
I know. I'm trying to remember the tune. The tune rings a bell to me.
Is it Batman?
It is not.
Batman.
He said license. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of Italian opera in that Batman genre.
All right, we're going to track 3, guys.
Jesus, please. Oh, what the hell?
Nintendo fan says pizzeria.
I don't know. What games came
All right.
out in the 2000s? It's what movies
Next
came out in
hint.
the 2000s?
Next hint. Mike had like a Hunter Bond moment with me because he actually mentioned it earlier in the podcast.
Oh, that's not fair.
Jesus.
It's not Star Fox. It's
Threw me for a loop.
It's not.
What'd you say,
Custom
Mike?
Robo.
It's not Custom Robo.
What else have I said?
I wasn't listening.
I've got no clue.
Okay, it is
Someone rewind the podcast. What did I say?
it is a licensed game based off of a movie, if that helps.
No.
Okay. Give me another track.
And
Café.
Nintendo fan just got it. So,
Confetti.
wait, I've only got one other track here.
What did you talk about, Mike?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm about ready to give it away, but I'm not going to give it away. But I'm going to say it is probably considered one of the better licensed movie video games out there.
Shrek.
I was actually almost going to say that.
I have no idea.
Dear God.
I'm
What in the name of?
I'm just trying to remember what.
It
Mike
was relatively open world. For
Shadow
the
of the
time.
Colossus?
No,
Oh,
it
is
wasn't
it?
a movie.
Is it that Simpsons
say-
game?
Nope. Come on, guys. Steve, you were really close with Batman.
Steve is not
What?
here.
Who the fuck is Steve?
Eugene.
You don't got to learn each other's voices or watch
Steve's
Batman
sitting in his
now.
car going, "Holy crap!"
I got a point.
You said I was close with Batman? Is it? Oh, Spider-Man 2. Did Mike said Spider-Man 2, right?
Oh my
Yes.
God!
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful.
I played a lot of Spider-Man. I never heard any of that music.
There was
That's
literally a
crazy.
pizza delivery minigame.
That game was actually really good.
I remember
That was
now.
a good
I
game.
It was a
remember
really good
now.
licensed game.
The web slinging in that game.
It
I could do that
was.
for
I remember
hours.
playing this fucking game. The Green Goblin in the end was a motherfucking bitch.
All right,
My
Heather,
favorite thing
where
to
are we
do-
with points, because I'm doing
My favorite-
bad at keeping track here. Isn't it like Mike 3, Eugene 2, Nintendo Fan 2, Justin's off the board?
I got one.
Swear to God, I'm
You got
having a
one?
fucking hissy fit right now.
Mike and I tied for Mario Golf.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
And almost tied for Yoshi Safari.
Heather says Mike 3, Eugene 2, Justin 1, and I know Nintendo Fan's gotten 2 of them, so he's tied with Eugene for second place right now.
I'm so fucking. Every time I play Nintendo games, I psychically guess a game ahead of time. It's a bullshit guess.
My favorite thing to do in that game was climb to the very top of the Empire State Building, do a swan dive off of it, and see how close
Yes.
I can get to the ground before I
Yes.
shoot the web out.
And then whenever
Oh god,
someone
it
says,
scares
"Mike,"
me how close
and
we
then
are.
whenever someone says, "Mike, you guessed this game ready," I'm like, "What the fuck? No, I didn't." Like, ugh.
Mike
All right,
just
guys,
blurts
guys.
out games that might not even exist, but he always gets it right.
I know.
Like 5
Perk
rounds
up,
early.
perk up your ears because this next one's probably going to be kind of a giveaway, so get ready to listen, okay?
Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Oh, Super Mario RPG.
Yes! Okay.
No. Damn it. Yeah.
All right, we're 3 for 2 for 2 with Mike in the lead.
That's a good. That was a good track to pull.
I knew that would be. I knew that would be a.
This isn't about as close as my game in mini golf earlier. Fucking Christ.
Oh, you were close, Nintendo fan. Who gets Mario Party? All right, guys, going on to track number 8.
Oh my God!
Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight.
Castlevania.
Shovel Knight, Spectre of Torment.
Yes, Eugene. Yes, Eugene. Shovel Knight.
I said Shovel Knight.
Why did I say
Do we have to
Castlevania?
Or do we have to get the specific version of Shovel Knight?
I just didn't hear anybody else. I heard Mike say Castlevania. I heard Eugene say Shovel Knight. When did you say it? Who said it first?
The moment, like 3 notes in, I said Shovel Knight.
I couldn't hear because
I didn't-
everybody was
I
shouting
didn't-
at the
I heard
same
you
time.
agree.
So
But Eugene, were you the one who said Spectre of Torment?
I did say Spectre of Torment, but I don't know if you said Shovel Knight first or me. I can't tell.
I said
Ask the
Shovel
chat.
Knight first. You named the specific version. So Lucas, I'm tossing this one to you.
Oh god. Loaded it from the Shovel Knight OST. I didn't actually know the specific version. So, Steve had to comment.
He has
That's
less
my
points.
game. Wow, everybody knows it. I'm a Nintendo fan too. I think we got to give it to Justin. I mean,
That's fine.
he did get it
That's fine
first.
by me.
So. All right, Justin gets that one, and so does Nintendo fan apparently. Yes.
Do we have a prize for the chat?
All of our love.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve is saying not Spectre. I don't know. They're having a little heated conversation by themselves. We'll go on to the next song. Number.
Is he chatting while driving?
I'm afraid he might be. Steve, put the phone
He
down.
does that a
buddy.
lot. It's kind of.
Oh, I don't want to pick a bad one here. Okay. This one.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Wind Waker.
Yeah, it's Wind
No.
Waker. It's Wind Waker.
No.
Phantom Hourglass then.
Phantom Hourglass.
Come on, man. Everybody played Phantom Hourglass.
Well, I totally thought it was Wind Waker too. I was like, oh, Mike got it. But if it's not Wind Waker, it's definitely Phantom Hourglass.
Hey, it's the best looking game ever, according to Eugene.
That's why I picked it.
Lucas, you fucking.
I'm sorry, Eugene.
Jesus, here we go.
All right, yes,
Lucas.
Eugene got that one. Mike gets a pity point because I made him sad.
Wait, why does the guy who's winning get a pity point?
I'm not winning anymore. I'm tied with Eugene, so I need the pity point.
Well, Heather's prediction has to come true. Yeah, Heather says everyone's at 3. I think including Nintendo fans.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the final
Hold on.
game.
Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on.
Heather says Nintendo fans at 5.
Let me get in my spot here. Hold on. Let me get some.
Right?
Let me get a drink. I need
Guys.
to get ready.
Let me get my buzzer in my hand.
I think no matter what,
let me-
Nintendo fan beat you guys. So.
Let me get my wedgie out of my ass here. Hold on. All right. Okay.
Are we all ready?
I'm ready.
Yes.
I think.
All right. Track number 10, the tiebreaker for those of us who can speak.
Street Fighter 2.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn. That was a good one.
Lucas, fuck you, man. We're having a talk tonight. You are not sharing the bed tonight, you asshole.
Sorry, Eugene. Not sorry, Mike.
All right. Well,
It's about time I beat you.
Justin dethroned the guest master, Heather, and yeah, Justin stole fate apparently.
It's okay,
Was-
Justin.
No, you know what? No, I'm not surprised you picked Street Fighter because you're fucking playing that damn game on the Switch right now, and you're like, oh, I'm good at Street Fighter now.
I should have put that together. It's okay, Justin. As long as Mike didn't add another victory to his trophy
Street Fighter-
case of Nintendo's trophies.
Street Fighter 2 was like one of the first games I had for my Super Nintendo, so I played a lot of it.
What version of Street Fighter 2 is it, though?
Give me a second.
Whatever.
I'm gonna say it's Turbo.
I have no idea. I just typed Street Fighter 2 SNES OST into YouTube.
Because there are very subtle differences between the soundtracks of all 3 versions. I'm gonna say this is Turbo.
Lucas, will you tell Justin that he won so we can get out of this depressing Nintendo's?
Yeah, Justin, congratulations. You won Nintendo's. It was beautiful. You stole
Now I'm
the
thinking
show.
Super.
Have a great life.
Nintendo fan says Turbo, so.
Yeah. Okay.
You win.
All right, guys. Well,
Anybody else think that the announcer from Super sounded like Big Bird?
I mean, I kind of do now.
You just go to the character select screen. All of a sudden, it's just like, who are the people in your neighborhood?
Eugene, Heather would like to know, when are we doing the drawing for the contest we announced last week?
The drawing will be happening on Monday. When this show goes
that's
live,
soon.
the produce show goes live.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I can go back
So Monday.
to the chat now. So, but we are gonna take a
All
break
right.
here, guys, and we're gonna end Nintendo's and talk about the news for the week. So we'll be right back.
Oh man, this has been a whole big giant bullshit.
Yeah, we've all had shitty weeks, so we kind of all need to.
No one has said Covfefe but me.
I said
No,
Cafe.
I-
No,
Yeah,
Eugene's. Yeah, everybody said it, but me,
Yeah, everybody but Justin said it.
which is funny because it was my idea. But
Yeah.
Which is why Justin shouldn't win Nintendo's, but whatever.
That kind of
So I'm a little concerned that we can.
oh wait! No, I did say it because it was in my tweet.
I'm a little concerned, guys, that we completely lost touch with Gentis in the chat after we figured out he was driving while texting.
Oh, God.
Maybe he realized he got caught and he turned it off. He's like, oh shit, they know I'm here.
Oh, yeah. All right. It's a little concerning to me that everybody said Kerfefe and you didn't notice it one time, Mike.
I know you said it before the show. I didn't know you said it during the show.
I think I said it twice.
Shit.
What is Trump
I've been playing Bomberman. I don't fucking know.
Oh yeah, I can go back to Bomberman while we talk news. Good. Not that we would ever play video games while we're recording a podcast. That's inappropriate.
Never. So
I've never yelled at anyone for doing that.
Wait, what is Bomberman? You mean that game called Super Bomberman R for Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we're playing the same game here.
Okay, guys, are we ready to talk some news?
Yeah, let's news it up.
All right, well then we're back. Justin Winston 10 tunes, Eugene cries.
Begrudgingly.
Mike sleeps on the couch. Actually, who sleeps on the couch in this relationship here?
Lucas.
Everyone.
Yeah, everybody.
I need the bed tonight. I need to wake up early tomorrow and do blood work. So.
All right, so you and the little dog are going to be sleeping it off. And we're going to be talking about news. First up on the docket is Pokeland Alpha was announced for Android. Only in Japan, though, I think. And I don't have an Android, so I don't know if you guys have even tried to download an APK or something for it.
Well, you can't because it's not called Pokeland Alpha. It's literally the alpha version of the game.
Well, yeah,
and
I know
that.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. I don't have the alpha version launched on Android, and I don't have an Android. So I was wondering if you guys happen to download that.
I could be downloading it while we're talking and maybe get back to you.
Oh, I mean, the alpha was limited to a certain amount of people, and they closed it out, so you probably wouldn't be able to get in.
Yeah, that's probably true. At this point, it's probably closed off. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna try it again in in a couple weeks or something. They said, but the limit has been filled.
So, have you guys seen videos of this thing kind of running? It kind of looks kind of interesting.
It's literally all it is Pokemon Rumble. It's put on a smartphone, and I'm not interested anymore because
I never played Pokemon Rumble. Was that on 3DS or DS or something like that?
It started on the Wii, then it went on to the 3DS and the Wii U and the 3DS again, and they are all fucking the same. It's just, do you want more Pokemon or less Pokemon? They're all the same no matter what. And
fewer.
If you really want to know about Pokemon Rumble, check out my review on Nintendo Fever. Basically, all it is random bullshit, random happenings. Nothing in that game is within your control, pretty much. It's very frustrating.
So basically, you're not going to be downloading this game, it sounds like.
No.
Fair enough. Are either of you guys interested in it, Justin or Lucas?
Nope.
I mean, it's free, so maybe give it a try, but I probably won't get that into it. I've never been able to play Pokemon Rumble, really.
So was Pokemon Rumble World on 3DS. That was free, and I was spending $30 in it to try to cut back on the randomness of it, and all I did was get fucking free shit.
Yeah, so obviously Mike's a little salty about it, but...
What else is new?
Well, all right. Well, I guess that's pretty much it for Pokeland. I mean, it's interesting that it's coming out. It's cool. I really
we got our tag in anyway.
Yeah, I wish Nintendo would take the same approach that the Pokemon Company has to bringing their IP to smartphones because.
But.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say. But that being said, at least when Nintendo releases a smartphone app, I have fun with it for a few hours. I mean, Pokemon Duel and Pokemon Go were fun, but Magikarp Jump and Pokeland just kind of seem...
I'm playing Magikarp Jump right now. Fight me.
It's so boring.
that game reminds me
I downloaded it and haven't even booted it up yet.
It reminds me of this game, Neku Atsume, I have on my phone. Have you guys heard of that one?
Never.
No.
That's the one...
What?
It's called Neku Atsume. It's a cat game, actually. You literally just there's cats that show up on your phone, but you actually don't do anything during the game. So you just put food out, you turn the app off, and then when you come back, there's cute little cats in your house, and then you can take pictures of them and stuff. That's kind of what Magikarp Jump reminds me of. You turn the phone off and stuff happens.
Geez, I
Wait.
thought I was the crazy cat lady, but I don't have an app on my phone where cats come to you.
Wait, guys, stuff happens in Magikarp Jump when you're not playing?
No.
Oh, I
It evolves.
I haven't even played it. I figured that's how it worked. How does it work, Mike? I guess you.
It's just like a tap game. Like you just keep tapping on food to make him grow, and that's it.
Food appears at random intervals. You try to get every Magikarp you get can get stronger and stronger. So you just do jump, and you do battles where you have to jump higher than the other Magikarp, and there's different designs, and there's other guest Pokemon, or something. There's some interactivity to it. It's actually kind of like deep and dark and sad at some points, because I've had my Magikarp get kidnapped and eaten by Pidgeotto before.
Oh God!
and then I mentioned Lucas that I was training my Magikarp, and I got out a random event popped up, oh hey, you're walking home, and you came across a giant berry tree. Do you want a berry? You can jump for it. I'm like, oh sure, I'll jump for it. And then the game's be careful. Do you know what they say about jumping too close to the sun? I'm like, I want the fucking berry. And I jump, and also I jump slow motion. All of a sudden it's like, Pidgeotto walks up, grabs a Magikarp and flies away. And all of a sudden it shows you. Hold on.
Oh gosh.
Lovely.
Let me just say, while he's hacking up along, I had the same event, but I actually got the berry when I jumped for it. So.
Oh, I got it twice, but other 5 times I've gotten eaten. And all of a sudden it cuts your trainer's face, and it's just Magikarp, no! And then Magikarp, and then you go back to your professor, and he's like, yeah, Magikarp's done for. You push him too hard. He's dead.
Wow.
Does it actually die, or does it just faint?
Oh no, they're dead. They're gone. You don't get it.
Oh
again.
Wow. That is dark for a Pokemon game.
See, I just figured this was
And
like
then,
a Magikarp Tamagotchi type thing. This is way different than what
I just thought it was just. I just
And
thought
then
it was
I've
one of those
also-
pointless
I've
little
also
toys
had
where the Magikarp just jumps and that's all it does.
I've also had a Magikarp die from being exploded on by a Voltorb, which is terrifying. So.
Well, see, my biggest gripe with it is just that there's no real interactivity. You can tap food to feed him, but then there's training events, and you literally just watch a cutscene. And the jumping tournament is literally just watching a cutscene. So there's nothing to do. It's just you sit there and you look at a screen.
I just like the aspect of different design and different color Magikarp.
See, and that's the part I do like. It's just it's boring for me. There's not enough to do.
All right, well, that's Pokemon, guys.
Basically,
games out.
I feel like we talked about that way longer than we needed to, since nobody actually seems to care about the game.
Yeah.
Except Mike.
With Pokeland, if you do care about it, because we can't really neglect it after we talked about it, it requires internet connection. It uses your Nintendo account, so your Mii can pop up, which is the same thing that's happened in the last couple Rumble games. 52 stages right now in the alpha, 134 types of Pokemon, 15 floors of a tower, and it sounds pretty basically typical Pokemon Rumble. So if you played them all before, you played this one. So it's up to you. Do you want another free one on your phone, or do you want it to be good as what you have? I mean, it's up to you guys, but I wouldn't play this again.
Interesting. Well, if it ever comes to iOS, and I don't have to do something get into a Japanese store or something like that, I mean, I'll probably give it a download and never.
It'll come out eventually on everything everywhere, but right now, you gotta be.
Cool. Okay, well then that's it for Pokemon. Let's move on, guys, let's save this story for last. I feel like that's going to kind of be our big story, the next one on the list. So let's talk about the Test Punch.
That's not what I was thinking you're talking about.
So ARMS had its global Test Punch over the weekend, and I think we all got a chance to try it out at least one of the events. Is that right?
Well, except for
Justin, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say, not all.
All of us Switch owners, all of us Switch owning elite, anyways.
Yeah, I played it. It was fun. I enjoyed the volleyball game, which apparently Eugene said he was bad at. So I know what I'm going to play him off.
Steve got a chance to play, but he's not here either. So
Steve might be dead. So let's assume that
he died, so he doesn't count.
God, I figured out volleyball. Once I figured out the mechanics of it, it actually was pretty fun. But the first 2 to 3.
Holy shit! I just got a gold Magikarp. All right.
But That's like ARMS in general. I feel like there's
right.
What?
I don't know. Something just sounded like a pitch pipe.
But like
anyway.
you were saying, Lucas, yeah, that kind of was just ARMS in general, like they kind of throw you in with a little tutorial, but it's not much, and then they just throw you to the wolves, and I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but I mean, it kind of kept me playing the whole hour because I was still trying to figure out all the different modes,
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really liked it.
You can play without motion controls, and I wanted to try that, but I couldn't figure out how to do it in the time frame. But grabs seems to be really predominant right now. I don't know. It was cool. I liked it. I mean, it's definitely like a hype game, but I just wasn't good at it yet. I need more time.
Yeah, no, there's a steep learning curve.
Volleyball was fun. I really enjoyed that. I did like a 3-way fight, and I couldn't really get good at it because fucking half the time the camera wouldn't focus on all of the enemies, and I couldn't really see who I was trying to attack, and I ended up getting like mollywopped by 2 min while I was being a big giant mummy.
A little tip for that, by the way, when you start the next test fire, if you press, I think it's like the A button on the right pad, it'll change who you're looking at when you're in a fight. I struggled with that a little bit too. Yeah, it's one of those buttons. I started tapping it and I would move like back and forth. That's actually, like, if I could talk about that, that was one of the coolest things for me because I got into a 3-way battle and like I set it up so I'd attack one guy and like he'd get pissed.
That's the only 3-way you're getting this week, you asshole.
But I would set it up so like I would attack one guy and then he'd get pissed at me and he'd start going after me, but then the other person would go after him, and then while she was going after him, I'd go after her, and like there's this whole like strategic thing when you're in a 3-person fight that I think is really cool.
And to Mike, I can kind of speak to the non-motion controls because I picked that up for the last couple of matches before the test fire was about to end. And I gotta say, I actually don't like it as much as the motion controls. You kind of
do you need a Pro controller for that, or can I use my Joy-Cons for that? Do you think, or do you know?
I use the Pro controller, but I don't. I imagine that in the final retail product, you can probably use 2 Joy-Cons and a grip. But I didn't try it that way. I used the Pro controller, so I can't speak to that right now. But yeah, I didn't like it as much because you kind of can't do as much with the Pro controller as you can do with motion controls. And the reason I say that is because like you can actually curve each individual punch with when you're doing motion controls, like so then you can throw one punch, curve it left, throw one punch and curve it right, and there's like gameplay like that can be used to your advantage in the game with when you're using the Pro controller, when you're to do the curves, you use one of the sticks, it just curves both of the punches at the same time. So like if you throw 2 individual punches and you want one to curve left, one to curve right, you can't, they're both going to curve right, so I found that to be, I didn't like that aspect of it. Maybe in the final retail game there's an option where you can change that, but other than that, I definitely felt myself drawn more to the motion controls than the like the Pro controller method.
What character did you guys use most out of anyone?
I ended up.
I used the mummy fucker the entire time. So
I used that ninja one, and I used Min, and then I started using that pickle dude because he looked funny.
Oh, the DNA guy?
Yeah.
I used Min, and I used the 3rd arm option. It was like 2 little like spinning disc kind of thingies.
Right. So so kind of on the news on this, so they talked about the stats for the test punch, and apparently Min and Ninja, what's that one's name? Ninja, whatever. The Ninjara were the 2 most popular fighters, but they weren't the 2 most winningest fighters. So they haven't told us who those ones were. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that says about the game because those were the 2 that I ended up playing the most with. So I don't know. I don't think I won all that money matches either. So.
Oh, can I say, if we're done talking about ARMS real quick, unless Lucas wanted to hop in, I was reading online that they some people have found out a way to play the tutorial battle even when the servers are down. You wanna fuck with your internet settings, you can make it so the game will try to connect to the server and will then put you into the demo battle for 2.5 minutes until it says, "Oh, can't find a connection." then you just try again. You can keep doing the same battle over and over again with different characters and try to get used to fighting the computer.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I was telling Mike, I'm afraid that they're gonna like end up like bricking my Switch for that somehow. Like they're gonna find it out. I think Nintendo Fan has tried it because he's saying it's true, unless that was about the Min thing. But yeah, no, I'm just excited for when we actually get the game and play the game and test, how it goes. Because like right now we got to play a little bit, and I think we all kind of rushed to play with a bunch of different settings. Yeah. But I kind of want to get good with like one character, and I want that character to be Twintel. But still,
Well, cool. I think that's pretty much it on the ARMS stuff. I kind of just wanted to sneak that in there so we can talk about our play experience. Let's move on to not the final one, but probably the most exciting one for some of us on the show. Monster Hunter Double Cross was announced.
What am I hearing?
Wait, what?
Mike was giving me a drum roll.
Oh,
totally. It was either a drum roll or some kind of furious other things that I'm not going to say.
Yes, and 3/5 of the Infendo Radio group rejoiced at the news that Monster Hunter Double Cross will be coming to the Nintendo Switch.
This isn't the last news.
Well, that's what I said. It's not the last news, but the most exciting for some.
Oh, okay.
So I was so happy for this because I woke up from a nap that day and all of a sudden Gentis is like, oh my god, it's happening, and I'm like, nah. I went online, there's shit going on, and I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah,
and then
Steve,
go ahead.
No, finish up.
Well, okay, fine, I will. And I was reading up on it, and I'm like, well, why are there no video or no nothing? And the next day they had a Monster Hunter Championship over in Japan, and during that they showed off all the trailers and stuff, and the commercials and everything for it, and oh my god, it looks so good, and it's gonna be on the Switch, and I'm gonna be able to fucking get that and transfer my generation data to Double Cross.
I have to say that good job predicting that, by the way, because that was spot on from your prediction on the bingo card. After listening to it the other day.
Yeah, well, thank you. I know. Oh my god, I'm just so fucking. And the Switch looks so cool. I want to fucking get that damn dock they got. And the only problem now is I'm trying to debate if I want to get it on download or physical copy because I love having box art from Monster Hunter. Because the box art is always so sexy, and the game cards look so dope. And my dick is 10 feet long right now. And
needless to say, we're all very excited for Monster Hunter on the Switch. No, Steve wrote us, and I was like, "Oh, Steve's wrong. He's just having a young hunter moment where he thinks something better than what it is happening." But
and then spot on. Lucas falls asleep, and I wake up earlier than him, and I'm just I text him. That night we're all out of whack from sleep deprivation. I wake up earlier than him to go to school, and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's real, Monster Hunter!" And Lucas wakes up, he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy."
Thank you for that.
Yeah, why do you turn into Macho Man Randy Savage and Lucas turns into Princess Peach?
Barnacle Boy. Oh, Mike, Nintendo Fan decided you should go with a physical copy, so I think that's been decided for you.
Yeah.
Good.
So what else is there to say about this besides that it sold out immediately?
Choked on a cookie there. Yeah.
It's gonna be exciting. It always is. And now we don't have to get the 3DS version, which feels kind of like a bad decision, but
there has not been a release date for the American version of either form, the Switch or the 3DS, and the Switch version comes out in August on Japan, and the 3DS version is already out. But I have a funny feeling that the way things are going to go, they're going to internationally release both games at the same time, probably, which means you might get a delay in the 3DS version, which is going to fucking suck a little bit, but if they do it that way, at least that way it'll be way easier to have a save transfer from Switch to 3DS because already have one file on one versus vice versa and stuff. But yeah, I'm just super fucking excited right now, and the Switch and Nintendo stock went up and everything from all this, and
yeah,
everyone's so excited, and the Switch on Monster Hunter on Switch makes so much fucking sense. Like, I was playing my Switch today, waiting for my friends to show up to play mini golf. I'm fucking sitting there playing Mario Kart, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna be fucking playing Monster Hunter and shit while I'm out here one day with like HD graphics and shit, and like, you know, with my little Joy-Cons, and I'm not gonna give a fuck about nothing.
There needs to be like a doctor's warning on these trailers. Like, if you have a boner for longer than 5 days, go consult a doctor, because I think you're almost to that point, Mike.
I trolled the fuck out of Gentis, by the way. I wanted him to be on the show, but they put the commercial they put out in Japan, like the TV commercial, on the Switch eShop if you go to the Japanese version. And I watched it, and I paused it like at a point where they showed the actual gameplay on the screen, like all 400s and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I
took a photo of my Switch with the video. I'm like, Gentis, look what I got. He's like, what? No way, how? And I'm like, oh my god. I thought I had to break it to him. And I'm like, bro, you can't be this gullible.
I
but it was so cool, though.
Pretty funny. You had him going for a while too, because he was asking me about how you got a review copy, an advanced copy. I was like, I don't know. You're gonna have to ask Mike.
Oh man, so I need to stop. I need a cold shower and a beer. I need to just stop.
Okay, so besides the fact that it's super exciting, is this double cross? Is this yeah, that's what they're calling it. Is this double cross version? It's already out in Japan on 3DS, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and when did that come out on 3DS in Japan?
In the last 2 months or so. It came out in
so
March,
it's fairly
I believe.
recent. I think that's
it's not like dated at all.
I think that's really cool that they're able to do the 3DS to Switch transfer. I hope that becomes a thing like that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm like, how the fuck are they gonna do that? And I thought about, there's probably some really crazy ass way. I mean, the Wii hooked up to like the 3DS and stuff for the DS for like My Pokemon Ranch and everything else. So I'm sure they can make the Switch and the 3DS work.
Sure.
And I'm hoping like Nintendo sees it and like, okay, well, if Capcom's doing it, we're gonna finally do it, and like, you know, have some kind of Pokemon and like compatibility, so we can have like Pokemon Stadium Switch with like, you know,
Four Swords Adventure,
or that too, or have Pokemon Stadium, have Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 on the goddamn virtual console that we're never gonna get, and then have Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow on our 3DS, and so we can just transfer over like a transfer pack and have our Pokemon.
That'd be great.
Go over and then Nintendo. This is
Chronicles.
Nintendo,
Mike,
please.
all right, Mike, take a break. Go change your pants.
Oh God.
It's getting very hot in here right now.
Okay, let's get out of Monster Hunter, guys. Justin, actually, why don't you take
Yes, it's getting sticky in here.
God. Justin,
real quick, so we can entertain the crowd. Nintendo fan asked about Sonic Mania release day. Eugene, do you know when Sonic Mania comes out? Because you're gonna get that.
No fucking idea. I don't even know what Sonic Mania is.
It is the other forces that actually look good. It's a 2D Sonic. It comes out July or August, I think.
Because those have always been great.
$20 comes out with Knuckles, Tails, Sonic, and old school, and I'm not gonna get it.
I remember,
but
when,
it looks
like,
cool.
I remember when like Sonic 4 was all Sonic fans were talking about this. Sonic 4 is the one. That's the one that's gonna bring it back to the old school 3D or 2D Sonic game. It's gonna be great. And then Sonic 4 comes out, and then
they did it in an episode. They did it in an episodic fashion, and like,
right? That was stupid. And that was when everybody was doing episodic games. But how do you make a platformer episodic?
Yeah, sure.
Right? Did they ever even release episode 2? I don't remember.
Yes, but never. I don't think they ever released a 3.
Like, was there supposed to be a 3? Like,
no, it ended at 2, but no, it ended at 2.
Wow.
But they never released it on Nintendo. No, it was just 2 games.
Interesting.
Okay. But anyway, that was.
But nobody bought either of them, so it didn't matter.
Disappointing. Anyway, take over, Justin.
There's your Sonic Minute, Nintendo fan. Yeah, Justin, why don't you talk about our last news article?
Why doesn't Mike talk about it? Because he was actually the one who shared it. I didn't get a chance to read it. I only read the description.
I think we asked you because it's Apple related, and you're like the only Apple person here.
Well, the only thing that's Apple related about it is, well, all right, basically, Nintendo and Apple. Well, Nintendo and Apple are basically in like a bidding war over parts for manufacturing. I guess the Switch uses the same type of processors or something like that as certain Apple products, and Nintendo is trying to
the flash memory chips and the displays and some motors and stuff.
Right, and so Nintendo wants to ramp up production of the Switch to meet demand, but Apple is kind of putting a stranglehold on it because they've got more money than Jesus, so which shouldn't be too hard. That was kind of a bad simile, but anyway.
I wanted to make a joke, but I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
For that.
More money than God is what I meant to say. But anyway, regardless, yeah, so did I pretty much get the facts right on that one, Mike?
Yeah, basically, Nintendo is trying to say, hey, we want to make more Switches, but, the company we get stuff, like Apple and a bunch of other companies, like other big like mobile companies and stuff, they have way more money. They can get more drunk. They can buy more in bulk. They can get a better offer. They can, give more money. They can
pay more money to the factories and say, hey, do our stuff first.
Right.
And I think it was I think it was important to discuss this because, Nintendo is notorious for product shortages.
Yeah.
And I think this kind of shed some light on the fact that despite how big Nintendo is to, us gamers, Nintendo's not a really big company overall. They pretty much just make video games and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so
and they have money they have money. They have like $50 billion or however many billions of dollars they have. But Apple has like Apple has like 25
a small country.
$25 billion and the soul of fucking Bill Gates or some other random person that they kidnapped. They have control over everything.
Yeah. So like you said, Justin, I love this story for two reasons. That because of all the people that are always bitching and complaining about Nintendo do this, Nintendo do that. Well, like the reality of the situation is that there are business relationships that you have to tend to, and like sometimes it's just not a possibility. We talked a few months ago about Nintendo discontinuing the NES Classic, and we bitched then. But like the reality of this situation is they probably just didn't have the factory space. They didn't have the contracts with Foxconn or whoever else, and like they just couldn't make it happen. So that's just how it works,
And the thing is,
Andy just made a good point too, kind of relating to that. He said components is an issue, but I suspect production line space is a major issue, and it might only get worse in the run up to a new iPhone.
Right. That might be the only disadvantage Nintendo had in releasing in March instead of, November when, all that stuff is already out. But, I mean, on the plus side, hopefully because we've got this kind of long tail from release date to, and they'll have plenty of time to fix those problems before it becomes, the hot Christmas item.
Right.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say is... You go ahead, because I lost it.
No, I was going to diverge. I'm on Twitter right now trying to find some...
Jeez. All right, give me a second.
Well, I can just jump in here and say that, like, we talk about, like, how... especially during the lead up into the Switch, how like it was so hard to find one, and it's still so hard to find one. But like, at least we know that Nintendo's out there now. That whoever put this information out there, like they hear the fans saying that they want more Switches, but like. They just can't produce them, fast enough.
While I was out mini golfing, I had a friend of a friend who's like, oh yeah, people were always saying the Switch is sold out everywhere. I walked into this one Walmart on Route 248 and I never had a bunch of shirts. I got one. I'm like, yeah, but no one knows there's a fucking Walmart there. It's not Nintendo. It's the fact that highway is full of shit. And also, you probably got it during a restock because they've been restocking lately for Mario Kart and stuff like that. So don't give me that shit. Like, oh, Nintendo's got stock out there. Like, they fucking don't.
And the other element to this is, I finally remember what I was going to say. And a lot of people might say, well, they can just go to a different factory, go to somebody else and have them make it. The problem is these Chinese factories that make these electronics actually have all the control over everyone, because like Apple goes to Foxconn or whatever, hey, we've got our newest iPhone, we want you to manufacture it. Now this factory knows how to manufacture the latest iPhone. And China doesn't have any laws about that stuff. So if Apple says, hey, you aren't making it fast enough, or you're accommodating Nintendo instead of us, we're going to take it someplace else, then Foxconn just starts manufacturing their own iPhones, or sells their secrets to a competitor, and Apple's out of the business. So Nintendo can't really go to another factory and say, hey, we need more Switches, because Foxconn will say, well, then we're gonna make a knockoff and sell it over here.
I just like to kind of put a tail at the end of this and say that it might not be a bad idea in the future for Nintendo to just be a little bit more open, like in the press when they're talking about this stuff.
Absolutely.
Like I think now we see how it goes, and we see how hard it is to manufacture. Instead of everybody saying, why are there no more Switches? Nintendo isn't making enough Switches. If, they just come out and say, look, we want to get them out there as fast as we can, but there's a lot of issues with production, that would sate it for me, at least. That would make me think that it's not just them playing games. It's, because I always did suspect that there was a little bit of a marketing ploy in, pulling back supply.
And there might still be. I mean, it's not the same in a bit.
I think especially in the North American region, the United States and all that, is I think Reggie is very cautious about overstocking things, because they've been burned by products before, and it's a huge area with a huge, hugely diverse demographic. And I don't know how much of this is Nintendo corporate that makes these decisions, and how much of it is Nintendo of America, Reggie Fils-Aimé saying, hey, look, let's get as many as we need to fill the pre-orders and a couple of extras, and we'll see how it goes. Because, look at what happened with it. They're always short on products immediately following a product failure. So you had the Wii U, you had the GameCube, which didn't sell very well. So they were cautious with the Wii, and the Wii sold out completely. So they said, all right, we're back in the game. Let's manufacture a bunch of Wii U's. That was a failure. Now they're out with a Switch. They're probably playing it close to the chest.
Right. Yeah, I can definitely agree with you there. I don't know. I'm with you too, Lucas. I really want Nintendo to be more open. Like it would go a long way. Maybe it doesn't make the most sense to reveal that they're going to be releasing a new handheld 2 years in advance. That might not work for them business wise or otherwise. But this kind of information
with the Switch.
This information would go a long way. Tell us why it's hard to find a Switch. We're battling with Apple, and this is what's happening. That would definitely go a long way in the eyes of the fans.
I think
it might be bad. It might be bad for them to name names, though, because then you get into PR battles, and and then you're giving Apple a bad name, so Apple has no reason to play nice.
But I definitely think that, unlike a lot of other niches in the market, video game companies and video game fans have a little bit more of a connection. And I noticed that video game fans get a lot more betrayed. They feel more betrayed when their company does something that they feel is going against them. So you've already kind of got this tighter community between the fan base and the company. I feel like it wouldn't be a bad idea to just not say, oh, it's because Apple is da-da-da-da-da, but just say, we're working on it, but here's the issue. We can't get enough of these chips right now, and we're working on it, but we'll get it to you as soon as we can. Just something to, let people know that, hey, we care. We want you guys to buy our stuff.
Right.
And I feel like they used to be a little bit more transparent than they are today.
I would agree.
But I mean, when you said
changing times on that one, though, it's not that's more like a evolutionary standpoint.
Well, the thing is, this is the age of leaks. As far as everything goes, E3 is all just here's what's going to happen at E3 because we know otherwise it'll all just get leaked. It's every major news article that comes out about video game related stuff comes out in a leak. And that's like, so there's almost no point for like press releases or conversations with fans and stuff. It's all going to get leaked on the internet anyway.
Right. Yeah. Well, all right, guys. I think that brings us to the end of our Nintendo Apple discussion here. Unless you guys wanted to throw anything in here last minute.
Not that related. I think we're pretty much done with the news, but I just found out that Capcom is having their summer eShop sale. So guess which games are half off?
Tell me
Yes, I saw that.
Monster Hunter 3 is 80%.
Unfortunately, the one Street Fighter game I want is not on sale, so fuck you again, Capcom.
80% off. Monster Hunter 4 is 60% off, and Generations is 50%. So is Phoenix Wright, but I don't care about Phoenix Wright.
Nintendo fan in the chat is happy, but it sounds like he probably has already played Monster Hunter, so he's
right.
Yeah. Niantic.
The people most excited already have the games.
Yeah.
Niantic also made an announcement about Pokemon Go, so I just want to talk this out there so we can get our fucking clicks and shit. This summer, they're saying in an interview, they will have PvP, finally legendary battles, and more team value to their team choice. So Pokemon Go is getting better, maybe? Yay.
I guess.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Well, I really don't care, but hey, we need to get that advertisement.
Right. All right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of the show. But before we do, I just wanted to thank everybody that has joined us in the chat, all of the people that are listening to the Produce show on Monday, all the people who have reviewed us. And speaking of reviews, we had 2 new reviews pop up, and I kind of wanted to shout them out here. So let's get the good review out of the way and the bad review afterwards, because it's not a bad review. But
are you pulling a review out of a newspaper or something?
No, from iTunes. So Koozie 2.
Well, no. What's all the crinkling?
Oh, that
was me. I put my cookies away.
Oh, okay.
So Koozie 2 says, why does Mike eat so many cookies? No, he says, hosts are a perfect combination of structured and off the rails
It's a habit.
in a good way. You'll never find a genuine group of guys
Really
who
breaking that.
genuinely enjoy quality gaming. Highly recommend the live show on YouTube. You'll practically be part of the show in the chat. Lots of laughs. So let's get to Eric Tough Sevens. He still gives us 4 stars, which is good, but he has some criticisms for us, and I completely agree with all of his. So the first one he says is, just wanted to write a review with a little bit of constructive criticism. First off, I want to say I enjoy this podcast. It's definitely entertaining and informative. I enjoy the discussions every episode. I do have a few complaints, however. The people on the show often talk over each other, and this can be annoying. They interrupt each other so often that it's honestly annoying. I understand this happens. Wait.
Somebody needs to edit that better.
I understand this happens in podcasts, but there are times when one person is a good 3 or 4 seconds into their sentence and somebody else will interrupt to tell a joke or make a point about something else, and this will happen several times before the original person gets around to finishing their original point. From a listener's point of view, it's very obnoxious and distracting, and it happens way too often. Another complaint is just from a technical perspective, and this is the one that I've already tried to work on here, Eric. There are times when one person's volume will either be way too loud or way too quiet compared to the rest of the people, and it'll happen randomly throughout the show. Perhaps try to work on that in the editing process. With that aside, I'd like to say that I do enjoy the podcast for what it is. Just make sure to give some constructive criticism for you guys to make the show even better. Thanks. So, with that said, we have talked about this privately, Eric. We are definitely going to try and, stop talking over each other. That's something that we have tried to work on. But keep telling us that we're doing a shitty job when we are, because we need that, And
just know that.
I feel like if I want to interrupt one more time, I feel like Eugene just did this whole segment so he could like publicly scold us without actually scolding us himself. He's like, being annoying. You need to stop. You're interrupting
I think
me.
Eugene actually wrote this review.
I think it's important for people to know that we do have things that we're trying to work on here. We are all a relatively new group, the 5 of us. We just got Steve a few episodes ago.
Well,
and we take the criticism constructively. We're trying to work on the things that you guys might want to hear better from us, and perfect the formula. if you could call it perfection.
Kind of in our defense, also, it is hard over the internet when there's lag, but we're gonna do better. We're gonna try to let each other finish each other's thoughts before we try and all jump in at the same time. It's hard with 5 people, but we do appreciate that constructive criticism, Eric. Thank you very, very much. So, with that said, guys, please join us every Wednesday and subscribe to us on YouTube because it's a lot of fun. We love to have you guys in the chat. It really is great. You do become a part of the show, and we want you to do that. So Heather's the official scorekeeper now, so there's that.
If you guys leave a review, please recommend a new brand of cookie for me to try during the show, so that I may. So maybe after I doing all this stuff, we can get a cookie deal or something where all your free cookies and money and shit from a cookie company. Because right now I'm doing some gluten-free shit. So if y'all can give me some new cookies like Chips Ahoy or like some other off-brand and mail them to me, just don't put any drugs in them, please, because I'm already high enough as it is.
Oh, God. But that's it. When you write your review, guys, if you guys write your review, we would appreciate it if you took the time to do that. It really does help us out. After we got these last couple of reviews, I saw our numbers jump up significantly by a couple of 100 downloads. So you guys help us to make the show better, and we'll try not to make Fido angry. So yeah, that is it, guys. We're gonna.
Someone needs to snuggle.
By the way, because Dizzy, shut up. He doesn't like these bad reviews, man. He's very upset that you're condemning us. By the way, if you ever follow me on Twitter, that's my dog on my picture. But if you do leave a review and you're like Andy here, who's been in the chat, and you're not in the North American region, leave us a review and have us on Twitter and screen cap it and tweet it to us. So that way we'll see it, because we're talking about it in our private area. iTunes is region locked. We can't see that shit right away. We have to dig for it, so we don't always know you're reviewing us. So please, let us know by social media or something if you're not in America, and you tell us how you feel.
Yeah,
so we can accommodate you.
If you love us or hate us, we'll take that to heart. We'll try and make it better.
Especially since I'm sure we have a lot of listeners in the UK because of the previous cast of the show.
Oh yeah, true. So, all right, guys. Yeah. Well, let's close it off here then. Where can we find everybody online? I'll tell you where you can find me. You can find me on Twitter at Infendo. You can find me at Infendo Eugene for my personal Twitter account. And on that, you can find the pinned tweet for my Switch friend code, and I'd love to play some games with you there. Where can we find you and your dog on Twitter, Mike?
Yeah. Let me do that. We're having a thunderstorm. I should probably get going. I gotta go to bed. So you can find me on Twitter at Mike_D. I said we're having a bad thunderstorm. My internet's gonna go out. My dog's barking, and I gotta go to bed. So
okay.
Throw this all out there real quick. Twitter, Mike the Poet _ between all the words. You can find me on Miiverse. Mike is a Poet 3rd, all spelled out. I'm not on there anymore because I don't use it as often, but I'll still be there. Follow me on Miitomo. If you follow me on Twitter, my Switch friend code is on my Twitter. Please add me. I'm really getting more friends, and it's dope. If you play Pokemon Shuffle on your phone, please tweet me so I can add you, so I can get more hearts. You can find my dog on my avatar on my Twitter, because I am a dog on my Twitter. And yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Cool.
Where can we find you on the internet, Mr. Justin?
You can find me on Twitter at InfendoJustin. I am on Miiverse as I'm on Miiverse and Wii U as Fear the Claw, underscores in between each word. And I'm not on Miitomo as Master Claw. I don't think I've logged in all month. But if you want to follow the stuff that I used to say, there you go. That's where you'll find me.
All right.
Give that dog a cookie or something.
It's raining out. He's getting scared. I can't help it.
Poor dog. Well, where can we find you at, Lucas?
You can find me on Twitter at Mike_DA_parrot. It's an inside joke. You can find me on YouTube as Pokemon Trainer Verdant. Stay tuned, maybe someday. And I wanted to use my You Can Find Me moment to also say happy birthday to my friend Emily, who sometimes listens and I hope is listening now, but if she's not, I'll play her the taped version. But thank you for listening, Emily, and happy birthday. And I'm sorry I wasn't there. My teeth are monsters.
Oh, God. Happy birthday, Emily. From
If you don't understand, if you don't have any context, that sounds really fucking weird.
Ooh, Nintendo fan says happy birthday as well, Emily. So you're very loved from the Infendo community. All right, guys. So what do you say we get out of here for the night and call it a show?
Yeah, that sounds good. If you don't hear from me anytime soon, I'm probably I'm not gonna be on next week's episode. 'Cause I have a final on next Thursday, but I will definitely be listening and yelling at you guys in the comments. So
probably winning Nintendo's from there too.
Enjoy that. But yeah, this has been great. Glad to be back. I'm glad Steve left so I can take his spot again. Hope he didn't die.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This
Bye.
Thanks, Justin. I forgot to do
Covfefe.
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 All right. It ended up being... Hey, it's not even 9:30 yet. That's kind of exciting.
Yeah, it's 10 after 11.
Speak for yourself.
Pretty much it. Yeah, right?
Yeah, no, I know. I'm actually happy because I really didn't want to be up till like 12:30 doing podcasting.
Yeah,
No,
I was hoping
you'll be
we
up
get
till
early.
1:30 playing video games.
No, we're all going to bed. Like, Steve's gone, I'm gone.
I need to sleep off this like remaining tooth/fever thing. So,
Right.
was this 394 or 393?
393.
393, yes.
Getting up
Are
there.
we still recording or live?
Yeah,
Because
I'm
like,
gonna-
Yes, we're
I was
still
just about
live.
to say, let's say goodbye to the live chat. I'm about to end it.
bye
live
Nintendo
chat.
fan.
I had fun.
We'll have a Nintendo tournament soon, or Nintendo for Mario Kart 8. We're working on that. Bye.
Bye. See you later.